God. Let's not talk about it ever again. All right. Here we go. Good afternoon, folks. It's that special time of the month where we talk about some crazy person talking about something you've never heard of. Smudcast number 520, Society and Social Scripts. Sorry to bother you. It is Maggie Mae Fish Day. Fantastic day of the month for everyone involved in the Smudcast. I look forward to this day because it reminds me that we are not her. And we are constantly reminded of that as we watch her video. And you should be as well, because no one is quite like Maggie Mae.
Well, that should be celebrated by itself.
Yeah, I think if you want to stop right there and go get yourself a drink, go for it. I was just looking through the metadata of the keywords she put in here. I don't know why she put socialist, communism, Karl Marx, and a bunch of other political terms. God. So I'm assuming she's going to reference that.
Please, no.
In some, I don't even know what this movie is. Like, sorry to bother you. Has everyone ever watched the film?
No, I've never heard of it.
I just saw the trailer. It just looked like a weird, wacky movie, and I just remember the guy from Death Note. He played L, but that's about it.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. So when she recommends "Sorry to Bother You," I don't know if that she actually recommends to watch the video or the movie itself, or just for in preparation of watching Maggie Mae. I don't think I want to do that.
I guess spoilers, because she's going to talk about the movie.
Yeah, but we're never going to watch it. So it's
somehow in reference, and then it will go into socialism and Karl Marx.
I hope not. But she put that in. She put that in her keywords. Her keywords are bizarre. I don't know, like, how she comes up with, like, she put her name, Maggie Mae Fish, as the first keyword. This is the dumbest shit. I mean, it's like me putting.
Smut. She is a brand.
I know, but it's your own channel. Of course, it's a Maggie Mae Fish. Like, it's so stupid. It's like
Smut. It's like other people having just one name, like Zendaya.
Yeah, I know.
Or Cher, or Madonna, and she is just all her names as one word.
If I was still working in marketing and doing like keyword research, and I talked to a guy who's like a blogger for Microsoft, okay, the first thing I want to do is put Microsoft in your H2 tag. It's like, wait, but I'm on the Microsoft blog. Why would I do that? That's stupid. So anyway.
Do you want to hear the synopsis for this movie?
Not. Well, if you got it, go for it, yeah.
It's a short one. It says, it follows a young black telemarketer who adopts a white accent to succeed at his job.
A white
accent, yes.
Okay.
Swept into a corporate conspiracy, he must choose between profit and joining his activist friends to organize labor.
Okay, that sounds like yeah. Okay, I see where this is going.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, so there's no actual white accent. There is no colloquial slang or mannerisms.
I think they make a joke about it. Like, they actually have a different voice coming in.
You mean he doesn't?
She's doing the jab, talking to some Cajun stuff.
Oh, you mean like American Southern, like down the bayou sort of people?
Yeah, the American black accent is also not black, as we know now, thanks to Thomas Sowell.
Yeah, you could talk about English or Anglo-Saxon, European white accents, but that's like so diverse.
Yeah, but that's already what the American black accent is. They adopted it from a demographic from the south of the US that is originally from some backwater crap hole in England where they spoke like that, where they said ax instead of ask.
Okay, well.
That was a thing. So that the black accent is actually not a black accent.
Yeah, we will see what the video does or the movie does. Let's see, this is half an hour long, at least.
It is the only video of hers left that is under 40 minutes long.
Oh God.
We've done the rest.
So this will be the last Maggie Mae Fish video that we cover. Oh, wonderful. you don't have to say anything else.
Achieve world peace now?
Get the confetti.
Oh my God, she put Marxism and socialism twice.
Just in case the first time you didn't get it. Okay.
You mean the first version and the second version? When Marx realized that, like, oh, this is all bullshit. I'm a capitalist now. I
thought you meant Richard Marx.
There's supposedly a legend that, like, on his deathbed, he regret all his decisions. And he said, like,
no,
this
really?
is all bullshit. I cannot confirm it. But if it's
the
real, that has to be like the best fucking thing ever.
The legend is a couple of weeks before that, and I am still imploring anyone who ever told me of it to get me the fucking receipts, because allegedly he wrote that down.
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh boy! All right.
I can imagine that there was some secret communist secret agent book hunting for every last copy of that writing, if it ever existed, to destroy it once and for all.
Okay. Well, we may as well get started. We're probably not going to get through all this unless we're really quiet and bored. So that could happen, but I'd rather just stop if we're that bored. So anyway, 31 minutes.
Sorry.
Here we go. Everyone's in? We're good to go?
Let's go.
Alrighty.
Spoilers
in Boots
for
Riley's
Morbius.
movie, Sorry to Bother You, the main character is repeatedly told to
stick to the script.
Stick to the script.
But they aren't just talking about a telemarketing script. They're also talking about larger societal scripts. The ones that we follow without even thinking about it. In psychology, behavioral scripts refer to the sequence of actions we unconsciously take in a given social situation. Like when you go to a gas station. You know there's a specific place to park. You get out of your car and approach the teller. You know what to say. You engage in a transaction and fill your vehicle with fuel without even having to think about it, like you're on autopilot.
You mean the stuff that autists don't? That's very ableist of you, Maggie.
It's fine.
So Maggie Mae Fish is autistic?
It's fine.
No, she is
She's
the
definitely
complete
on the
opposite of that. She does not.
Come on.
No.
Is this?
No. She's. I think she's. If anything, she's schizoid, but she's not.
A combination of retarded.
If she was autistic, she would not understand this. Is what she's just explaining right now.
In this scene,
yeah, I don't even get the setup.
Yeah, is this self-serve or someone, or has he already done the gas? Now he's paying for it. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, this doesn't make sense. Like when he parks there, he fuels that himself and then goes to pay the cashier.
Yeah. And
why is he's just blocking the gas station right now.
Maybe they
you park there because your gas tank is on that side of your car. If it was on the other side of the car, you'd park on the other side of the gas station.
Yeah, so we're assuming that was cut out of the video. So
that's not a...
We don't know.
I think so,
It's not a societal thing. That's just a thing of convenience. And it is beautiful to watch people park their car on the fucking wrong side of the fuel station. And then
maybe like black people need to pay first before they use the gas station.
Well,
like,
I don't know.
Maybe that's like a message of the movie.
I don't know, but the people who if they park on the wrong side and try to fuel it up, then the hose is too short. It's always women.
It is.
Well, nowadays you pay at the actual pump. You don't have to go into a booth. It's all there.
If
you have a card, right?
Maybe
some digital transaction or what?
Yeah, it happens. Pretty common.
Okay.
Was it a period piece?
No. A period piece maybe 10 years ago, but not that. You know.
I mean, this was in 2018. This movie, so I don't know if it takes place in the same year.
Obviously, there are pumps that are not completely digital, so that's fine.
Not every place is upgraded.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Everywhere can be Utah.
Yeah, why not?
This may seem like a mundane example, but to show how powerful it is, let's look at how even the tiniest change in this script can say a lot about a character. Cash says
40 on 2.
And instead of throwing down $40, he breaks the script by throwing down 40 cents. This does a few things. First, it makes this moment comedic, since it subverts our expectation that he meant $40. Second, it tells us about his desperate financial situation. Not to mention, it gives us a sense of his sardonic personality. Plus, it's super relatable for those of us who grew up without being able to afford to fill our gas tanks. Social scripts are...
Oh, God.
Whoa, what is that?
What is
Your face!
Tell what? Security?
Slanesh's hold on her is increasing.
Tell Homeland Security. Okay.
I mean, her Morbius cosplay is camping.
Maggie, your lips are too thin for that kind of lipstick.
We are the bomb. Okay.
I was gonna ask, man. There are people that never had a car, so I don't know what point she's making right now.
There are people like that in the U.S.
Well,
never had a car before.
If you have a car,
they take the bus.
You have to have insurance. You have to have maintenance fees that you have to go. You have to get oil changes. If you can't afford gas, I understand that, but you can't afford gas for months. If you can't afford gas for months, you sell your car so you have cash to eat. Because how else to get around?
Who would pay 40 cents to gas? That's not enough for anything.
If it was a period piece, that would make sense, but it's not. This is,
When was
is this before or after
40 cents?
Yeah, back in the 40s when it was like 10 cents a gallon or whatever. You go on joyrides.
Before Joe Biden, that is.
Yeah.
Before the Joe. Before the Empire.
Now it's $40. Oh, God.
The Empire isn't cool enough for Joe Biden.
Alrighty. Anyway, let's keep going.
Powerful. I just think how horribly embarrassing it is when you're at a restaurant.
Wait, I'm so sorry. What did those earrings say? Oh, God.
Yeah. We are the bomb. Tell
Homeland Security.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's Mormon time. Okay,
I
sorry.
I don't think you need the earrings for that. Like, you just look at the price.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to say that, but like that makeup is hideous.
I do admit she always surprises us.
It's like pantomime almost. Like her makeup is like halfway there for the white makeup.
Like maybe for Halloween.
Yeah.
With a different hairstyle.
She has no. There's no eyeshadow or just. It's weird.
It's purple.
I can't. It
it's
looks
also purple.
weird.
Purple for Black Panther.
Yeah, her eyeshadow is also purple, but she doesn't like. Oh, she made the lipstick deliberately thin, so that it just looks like a tiny rubber band instead of like putting her lipstick on properly, so that it looks like actual lips and not this whatever this is supposed to be.
I like what
Maggie.
you're rating her makeup.
Of course we are.
What else can we do with her?
Instead of talking about her narrative on the movie.
That's the best part is her makeup.
Look, the Maggie's outfit study is always part of the Maggie Mae Fish experience.
Not because we want it to be,
Fish.
it's because she decides to mix it up every time and we're confused. Anyway, okay.
It is better than the makeup where she looks like a guy.
Or a cat, yeah, that's true.
I just want to know what those earrings say.
So yeah, I prefer this over her a cat, yeah.
That none of these are exaggerations is kind of sad.
Wisp, you weren't there for the Maggie Mae Fish's cats video, right?
I think I was.
That was where she called. Was it which poet was
Eliot.
it? T.S. Eliot.
She turned up at the end as just her cat furry role play thing in front of the camera. And on the ground.
Yeah, it was like,
what the fuck are you doing?
Every other paragraph was like calling someone a fascist, and you're just like, okay, that's good.
Including Mahler for some reason.
Yeah, that was weird.
He called Mahler fascist? Wow.
She used Mahler in conjunction with a couple of political commentators.
Well, he's not agreeing with The Last Jedi, so he must be a fascist.
I guess. I don't know what she said exactly.
Part of it's like she says that like these guys are saying you should think the way they think, and the way they think is the only way of doing it in their minds. That was she said at least when Mahler's face showed up, and I imagine it's sub and income envy.
Anything that's not within her realm of left-leaning politics is bad. That's all it comes down to, really.
Her realm of left-leaning politics fell off the compass.
The rails are long gone, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Anyway. Here we go. Scripts.
Goes, enjoy your food. And instead of saying, thanks, you say, you too. Now imagine that same kind of mistake in a situation that actually matters. When you interview for a job, you basically know what to expect because you've seen this script before. The characters are you playing the part of the interviewee and somebody else playing the part of the manager. You know they're the authority and you have to treat them with respect. You're serving their needs because they probably have all the power in the situation. You know the required wardrobe, so you wear a tie. You know what props to bring, your resume, references, maybe even some awards, and you even rehearse your answers beforehand. But what's interesting about the first scene of Sorry to Bother You is its subtext. Cash is rewarded for lying. His resume and awards are phony. His reference was a fraud, and not even a very good fraud. He's given the job because...
You know what this bootleg trophy tells me? It tells me the only thing I need to know. You have initiative, and you can read.
So, in this moment, initiative comes to mean a willingness to lie to get what you want. It means appearing to follow the script while simultaneously doing...
No, you can interpret that if you want. First off, it just means this guy has drive to put himself to work. To get to a goal. Doesn't necessarily mean he lies, but, well, he does.
It's a strange thing to bring awards to an interview. That's kind of... I've never heard of that.
Like I said, this movie is weird. He lives in a garage, I think.
But it seems to try to do some subtle comedy.
Yeah. It's a goofy interview. It's fine.
There we go.
You've got a bootleg trophy.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, he says that he has a boot. The guy says, the only thing this bootleg trophy tells me is that you can read and that you have initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you need to get ahead, to close that deal, to make a profit, even if it means lying. So lie to get ahead in capitalism, just don't look like you're lying. By sticking to the script.
Wait. This is, I don't know how she's phrasing this, but telemarketers don't necessarily lie. They're just a job to sell something on whatever.
I mean, there are those that do, also with insurances and shit, but it's generally a trope.
Yeah.
That's easy to use for cinema, of course. But Maggie just opened a very interesting door. In capitalism, you lie to get ahead. With her communism tags.
This is
Maggie. Do you know how people survived in communism and how they got to the top?
They ate each other. Literally.
That as well, yes.
Well, when we're talking about haggling, there's lots of subterfuge involved, so I don't know if you would call that lying, but I would say it's pretty much in the same ballpark. You have to coerce someone into liking the thing that they'd never heard of and saying it's the next best thing they've ever heard of. They're like, oh, this is going to solve some problems. So if you don't know about the thing and you hear of it over the phone, you're like, who the hell are you? Well, I'm going to sell you this thing you've never heard of before, or this thing that you may actually want that you didn't know existed. That's tough to do. So there's a little bit of psychology involved. There's a little bit of business involved and communication. There's all kinds of things involved to seal a deal. But to say that this is capitalism's fault is bizarre. This is nothing different than marketing. Marketing is almost effectively lying because you're appealing to some other element of the product. Let's say hemorrhoid cream or something. How do you sell that? I don't know. But it can't just be
hemorrhoid cream.
Yeah. How would you sell it? How would you sell it?
You get a recipe from your doctor, then go to the pharmacy, and they give you the product that you need.
Or you make a hemorrhoid cream, which is cheaper than the existing one, and you have to use billboards and jingles and God knows what else to sell to a marketplace that you think will already want this product. And how would you do that? I don't know, because I'm not that...
No, you have to get a recipe from your doctor, a prescription. Otherwise, you can't buy it.
Oh, no, there is definitely...
Not necessarily.
You could buy... That's over the counter. There's no prescription involved.
Yeah, maybe in your weird free country.
In America, yes, for sure. I will guarantee.
Even in like an Eastern European shithole, you can get that without a doctor.
The only requirement, like, at least only, like... select categories of drugs that you require a prescription for, like if they're dangerous, stuff like ibuprofen,
No, that you can buy for free.
Okay.
Yeah, what I'm saying is it's difficult. It's difficult.
But vitamins, for vitamins, I need a prescription.
Really?
No.
And
no,
the health insurance won't even cover it. So it's great.
We don't need. We just buy vitamins.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shitty vitamins from the drugstore, but the good vitamins from the pharmacy, they need a prescription.
We same quality vitamins in Walmart.
Yeah, you gotta look at,
and they're not the same. They're not the same quality.
You have to look at North America's bulk selling warehousing, like Costco and God, there's like 3 other stores I don't know because I'm not in America, but they sell high quality products that are water soluble and whatever, and there's no prescription needed. So vitamins are pretty common. Anyway, let's continue.
We aren't sticking to a rigid system of ethics or morality or hard work.
What is that tie?
We're sticking to an act, an outward appearance of ethics and morality and hard work.
No, it's not an Maggie, this shows you have never worked, and you have certainly never worked in telemarketing.
Yeah.
Because you get paid by the number of sales you make.
I wouldn't say telemarketing is as showboating as this gentleman on the right is, but as a salesman, it's a lot of pomp and circumstance. It's a lot of selling and acting and connecting with your audience and getting them on your side. I'm sure you guys might have had a cold call from some random dude trying to get your ducts cleaned or I don't know, car insurance, who knows what. And the only effective ones are the guys who care about you or sound like they care about you. All the other guys are just like, hello, I am from New York and I'm here to sell you duct cleaning. And you're like, okay, yeah, bye.
I wish it was Indian accents. I can at least understand those.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I am from Calcutta, India, and I am going to sell you some wonderful products. Would you like to hear about them?
Yeah, but if you get a Turkish accent, you don't understand what he's fucking saying.
Still better acting than Maggie Mae Fish.
Yeah, so there is a proper way to sell to a certain demographic for a certain product in a certain manner, and telemarketing is one of the hardest because it's been so stigmatized. As soon as you hear your phone and you know the number's an unknown caller or out of the country, and you're just like, nah, I'm not even going to look at that.
I just tell them that I will kill their dog, and they just stop.
Even the ones that I know where they're from, I start asking them like a dozen questions. They just hang up on me because it's like, why should I tell you that? Why are you asking me?
I'm getting this feeling that Maggie gets her understanding of how the real world works from Hollywood movies and TV series.
Yes.
And her experience
maybe
and working in a sandwich shop in that one video we watched.
Yeah, and she thinks what happens in the comedy is that's how the real world works.
Or from the village where she was exiled from.
Or excommunicated. Yeah, we're not sure what happened.
Say excommunicated. Yeah. Don't worry.
Maggie was put in a little basket and then dropped in the river.
I am just waiting for her to get Lindsay Ellis. That's what I am looking forward to, the day when that happens.
What, you think they'll get together?
No, I mean, like, she will eventually get canceled, like Lindsay Ellis got canceled because of her innocuous Avatar: The Last Airbender is basically like Raya the Last Dragon take.
Well, if we were really sadists, or rather masochists, if we were real masochists, we would take all of our videos, cut them up into small little series called Maggie Mae Fish Says, and just have us react every time she says something crazy. And we're like, there would be like 4 times at one of our videos because she says a lot of crazy stuff. It's hard to follow. And just do that every week for like a year. And we would see everyone would just see how crazy she is. But we've already lived through it. So.
Yeah.
I don't think she'll ever be cancelled because she is pretty consistent, always pro-socialist nonsense in her schizoid pattern mixing.
Yes, and she has like zero original thought. Like she's always out there sucking someone's dick. And she doesn't claim to be any of her own opinions whatsoever.
Is she hetero?
Yeah, I mean, because Lindsay's thought about The Last Dragon, there was at least an original thought where she made an observation. Oh, this seems to be very similar in pattern, in structure to Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
that's an original observation that she made.
The point where it all fell apart is that she was referring to it as Asian looking. And a lot of the people took that offensively.
That was the problem?
Really?
Yes. It's not the comparison, but how she was doing it. It was it was very inappropriate. I can look up the tweet if you want. Yeah.
Thank God.
No kidding.
I must have missed that part. I thought it was just a comparison in itself.
Yeah, you can't use the word Oriental apparently. That's bad.
It's also watched the last.
That's such a nice magical word.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Also watched Raya the Last Dragon. I think we need to come up with a name for the genre that is basically the Avatar: The Last Airbender reduxes. It's like half of all YA fantasy published in the last few years anyway. This time Zuko's a girl.
What?
She got canceled because of that tweet.
Oh.
No, I can see where you squint. I was implying all Asian-inspired properties are the same, especially if you were already privy to those conversations where I had not seen them. But the basic framework of The Last Airbender is becoming popular in fantasy fiction outside of Asian-inspired stuff. Asian-inspired, okay.
Can somebody tell me what is different in basic structure about Avatar: The Last Airbender, what she means compared to any other adventure story?
I think it's like these various nations associated with a certain theme don't get along.
That's nothing new. Avatar didn't invent that.
I can't remember. I know she put in her I hashed her. Oh look, I got canceled video.
Yeah, but that's not Avatar didn't invent that.
It was I know specifically there's a very Zuko character in there. I can't remember exactly what her comparisons were. I just remember it was so milquetoast. It was just pathetic that they decided to cancel her over that.
Nah, she fucking deserved it. That kind of trash does not belong on the internet.
She definitely deserved to be canceled because she cultivated the attitude of cancel culture. She definitely deserved it. I just think that it's hilarious that got her canceled.
She made her bed. I think she can sit in it.
You never know what it will be, and the crowd that does this gets so purity spirally obsessed with what it likes that you won't even notice when you suddenly treat on what triggers the cancel crowd, because it's like that territory just advances forward even ever more.
I'm excited for them to ruin Lord of the Rings like they ruined the Wheel of Time.
We got a chat poll.
Yeah, I don't know what caused her to. I thought she left herself, but apparently there's evidence otherwise. So
got bored.
Yeah,
she did leave. Yeah, she got harassed.
She had to stock up on more Heinz. She ran out of room on her closet.
There's still this Heinz theory of yours.
Yeah. Do we need to rename the Orient Express now?
Oh God.
Is it gonna be the N-word Express?
The slight path to Istanbul Express. Yeah, okay.
Daggers? Narcissist?
I don't know.
Negotiations?
His history is racist.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, you can't. My brother, he was really sensitive about the word Orient. I don't know why. I was like, dude, give it a rest. Give it a rest.
Dude, wrong continent, man.
Yeah.
Wait, really? How did that come in conversation?
I don't know. My mom was saying something about the eastern part of the world, and because they travel a lot in Hong Kong and Singapore and Japan, and she was mentioning the Orient because it's that whole general area. He's like, you can't call it that. That's not accurate. I'm like, well,
why not?
Why? It used to be called that.
It was taking all of us for Bavarians. What the fuck?
Well, that's understandable. Bavaria is a very nice place.
I think it's because
Not the
there's
people.
this whole stupid thing about Orientalism being one of the sins that the SJWs hate so much.
Wow, I didn't know that was a big no-no now.
They just elevate and cherish everything that is foreign, and hate everything that is local. That's all.
Anyway.
That's why they also don't care about the native Americans or Canadians.
Let us get back to the video.
Work, we're putting on a little play where we pretend we're the enterprising young person pulling ourselves up by our bootstraps. Well, actually being a bad person who exploits others. Sorry to bother you contains a lot of text versus subtext moments. One of my favorites is when this manager says,
"Stick to the script,"
and then turns to reveal his Anarchy A tattoo. He projects the text of anarchy, but we know he's actually just a corporate tool.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
No, you know what that also means? He was once a child, like you, Maggie. And then he got old, unlike you,
Maybe he
Maggie.
just likes anal. That's why the A stands for.
Oh, it's that.
Analyzations, yeah.
Yes. Analsis.
Oh. Anyway.
Truly, conservatism is the new punk rock.
What?
The most blatant example of text.
How did we get here? How in the...
I don't know how we got here, but it is actually true.
Yeah, but
since punk is always the counterculture, and punks have the current generation of punks have noticed that the left socialism is now the dominant thing in government as well as societal, and they always need to be against the status quo. You can always see in the punk scene what is by what they do as that the opposite of that being the status quo.
Yeah,
and punks are now getting conservative.
Yeah, but there's no connection between a marketing company being conservative or the guy who's saying, stick to the script, but I'm secretly an anarchist. That has nothing to do with conservatives. Like, what does marketing have to do with conservatism or being an anarchist?
They will grab every single trick that they can use to convince someone to sell the product.
Yeah, look, it's everything that makes the company work that is conservative. They just can't be free spirits and still run the company.
That can earn you money is conservative.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, that reminds me that the guy who opened up a non-capitalist coffee shop in Toronto.
Oh, man, I saw it on your Twitter. Oh, man.
Wait, a what? Hold on. A what?
Like a non-capitalist bakery?
Well, he does make other things aside from coffee in there, but I don't know how big it is. I don't know how he makes his money. I don't know, does he get donations? I don't know how it works. So,
it doesn't.
Do you have hobos in Toronto?
Oh, God, yeah.
Then you should just put all of them in there.
Oh, yeah.
That shop is go pronto. In a single day.
Well,
nothing's gonna survive there.
I think we still have the Barack Obama coffee shop. I think we still do.
There's a Barack Obama coffee shop?
Yeah, I know.
What do they serve?
Well,
Barack Hussein Obama?
This was 15 years ago when he was running as for president. So that's when it was popular, and it's still there, but I don't know if it's moved because of what happened the past few years, but that was just the thing. And there's bizarre...
What happened 2 days ago?
Well, yeah, there's lots of weird shit happening in Toronto these days. Like I just looked at a stat. We lost 4,000 places, not just restaurants, but just places in general from downtown from last year alone. So, and this year we have several being dropped or closing or being bought out per week. And it's bizarre. So I don't know if that place still exists. It should. I don't see why not. There's plenty of places on the Danforth where there's all kinds of shops. You can go in for a walk and have a sit down. And now that you can freely go into places, so.
Are you having rights of peace again?
Yeah. Lots of crazy shit's happening. We just had a shooting the other day, and all the I don't know what happened, but 4 schools were closed. That doesn't make any sense. And the cops stopped a guy with a rifle. So. It was right the day after the other school shooting in the States. So
yeah,
Weird stuff.
Wow.
Anyway,
ban all guns, that's all.
Yeah, I don't know what we're doing right or wrong, but if you're an idiot and you're walking around with a rifle in the park and you're going to the direction of schools, people can see you.
Maybe he should wear a dress. I don't know.
We must have really big parks. I don't know. Anyway, let's continue with conservatism. Being punk.
Versus subtext is the compliment argument. Cash and Salvador are furious at each other and seconds away from throwing punches. But instead of insults, they're exchanging compliments.
I hope your month is full of successful days and a lot of great ventures. I hope you just come up, brother.
It's such a great scene
not
because it's not
that's
only
passive aggressive.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that.
This is just proving like what Whisp was saying. Like Maggie just can't understand basic human behavior, and or she intentionally misinterpreting everything.
Well,
you think it's intentional?
This is kind of neat because
yes, because otherwise she can't sell this video.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have watched Mad Men at all, or know anything about creative departments or marketing departments.
I love Mad Men. I watched it a while back.
Yeah, it's a lot of ego.
They're tapping into they're trying to tap into something primal to sell a product.
Yeah, they're connecting with your audience in a way that they understand the message and the product. Like that wonderful video about the not the kaleidoscope, but the Kodak slideshow moments, whatever you call that. Like that's a very touching way. And actually, because my dad used to work for Kodak, and we actually have one of those things. And it was like, yeah, that's a really good point of telling you, looking back at your memories. And I have memories of my grandparents, and they have the exact slides. And I remember doing that when we were cleaning up their house, and we saw pictures of them when I was a baby, and they were getting their first house, and it was like, wow, this is really what you would do. It's a piece of your history that you never knew you had, that is always there in case you want to reminisce. So that sort of idea back in the 50s or 60s, when photography was finally getting a little more modular and everyone could own a camera. My grandfather actually owned a video camera, one of the originals, and was taking photos. It was kind of funny how he went about his business. So very touching. And if you can express an idea and sell a product to whomever, you're going to be feeling like you're amazing. You're making yourself a lot of money. You get a commission. So your company's making money. You're making money. Everything's amazing. And I'm assuming that's what's happening here. These two guys are like standing off how awesome they are and who's the better salesman, essentially. So I see nothing wrong with that.
Funny, but it's incredibly emotionally honest and true to life. This exact thing actually happened to Boots' brother, and Boots has said in interviews that as soon as he saw it happen, he knew he was going to put it in a movie one day. I think the reason it struck a chord with Boots, and likewise why it strikes a chord with me in the film, is because of the false politeness and civility that dominates many aspects of our lives, especially political discourse.
I'll take false politeness.
Politeness in political discourse?
Yeah.
What was that?
So long as no one's
years ago?
Punching each other, I think that's better than, actually going to violence. So,
how do you know, though?
Well, in this case, it's obvious it's passive aggressive. They're very standoffish and giving fake
postures, confrontational.
But she's like, it struck a chord with me. So I'm like, how would you know?
With Maggie's heart, I have no idea. She's a mysterious being.
Also, do those two actors have like intentionally the same style? Because like they're almost the same.
Yeah.
Like the hairstyle is similar, the beard is similar as well.
What are you trying to say, Mark?
All Asians look the same.
Honestly, I would if they had the same. If they both would wear suits, I would have trouble keeping them apart. Because I have trouble keeping people apart because faces are weird.
All right.
Oh no, like the face looks different, but
it reminds me of Mexico.
No, I honestly have trouble remembering faces. So yes, most people look the same to me. Isn't that like you're all equal?
Right.
Gee, okay.
Where some people are criticized for being rude or uncivil or...
Look at this crazy face.
Did you see what happened to AOC yesterday?
Oh, Jesus
She was
Christ.
fighting
What
with
she did?
Elon Musk to the point where she had a hysterical meltdown, and then she
Oh,
says, "I'm probably
again?
going to sell my Tesla," and I was like, "Wow."
Wait, she kind of. Oh no, of course.
On
she
Twitter?
can't Tesla.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh yeah, I think I heard of that. Yeah.
What was her issue? Oh God, this is looks like just a serial murderer.
Well, she was
Wants
saying,
to eat my organs.
the first one was about Elon saying, "Please don't flirt with me. I'm innocent," or "I'm what was the word term he used? I'm sensitive." And it was constant back and forth, and then she did something on video, and then she got so frustrated with the people responding to her that she's probably going to sell her Tesla. And I was like, "You are the silliest little girl."
So he trolled her.
I don't know if Elon cares. He was just like being honest, so I don't know what he did, but I found it funny that
It could be just him being honest, because like AOC is dumb enough to
she is that
fall for that.
gullible. Yeah, I know.
Is she seeing her political career swim away, and so she's now looking for the guy who let himself be dazzled by Amber Heard?
I don't know when her term is up as a congressman, but yeah, couldn't tell you what her competition's like. But if it's happening in New York, is she from New York? I think.
One of the districts is under her, yes.
I imagine what's happening in New York and the rest of North America are really feeling the burn, and they are scared. So I don't think she's going to... I don't know. Is she popular in her district still? I don't know their stats. I don't...
Well, she won, so it probably means so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the people living there, when you interview random people there, nobody likes her.
I don't know. If I have to pick a leader for myself to represent, I would go for her. I don't even need to look at the other election opponents. Like
You just hope she's gonna kill and eat some other politicians.
It's gotta be a Morbius sweep.
God.
I've heard so many bad
And
things.
the other one is that the crazy
It's
Islamist who married her brother to get into the country.
Oh,
Whoa, what?
Whoa.
Based.
Oh, wow.
But
boy.
is she representing Alabama?
Wait, who authorized that? Like,
Ilan Omar, is that her name?
she certainly has this southern look, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Southern look. Smart, if you said that in Germany, you would be a racist.
Sorry, the eastern look. I apologize.
Southeastern.
Southeastern. Okay, fair enough.
Hey, my question is, what congressman did she have to give a blowjob to make that happen? And that she didn't get arrested.
Joe Biden?
God works in mysterious ways.
Let's leave it at that. Yeah, okay.
Is there a God?
or shrill, while other people are allowed to be straight up bigots. But it's these subtler moments that end up paying off.
Less than 5 minutes already, Trump reference.
Okay, we can end it here. We already got the Trump moment.
Technically, we could, yeah.
Orange man bad.
That's all it takes.
Hey, look, there are orange balls everywhere. Does that mean that this was made by Trump?
Are those chocolate oranges by Kevin Apple?
No. Look at the pillars. Like, not the pillars, but like each of the cubicles is separated by this orange-looking sphere thing.
It looks fake. It looks CGI.
Is that a light or is that a number? Like, what is that?
Oh no! Who the hell does that?
I guess there's supposed to be some numbers or some shit.
I did.
Or
work...
where you? Oh! I have an idea how you could use that. You could tie it to your cubicle to a button, and when you press it, it lights up, and then someone brings you coffee or something.
Like a service? Okay, no. I used to work in a level 2 tech support, and they had numbers on the cubicles, but they weren't like a freaking ball. And you would log into the actual device, and you'd bring they'd give you a headset, and you'd bring it with you, and you just lock it in. That means they know who's on what system, on what cubicle. But that was about it.
Honestly, I think they're just there to make it look nice, and that you don't fall onto that when you trip, you don't fall onto the metal bar and impale yourself while you try to escape the hell that is a cubicle.
This is just the set design trying to make it look pretty. That's about it.
Oh, the Copper Owl said AOC's district is going to no longer exist.
Oh.
Are they gerrymandering it out of existence so that they get rid of her finally?
She's so bad we have to merge with another district. That's great.
It's hilarious.
Wow. She has to compete with everyone else, and there's a more important Democrat congressman there. So
we'd rather have a Republican have your seat than you. That would be funny.
Oh boy. Well, good luck to New York and whatever borough she's a part of, because that's scary times are coming for everyone. Anyway, let's not talk about that.
Yay!
Let's keep going.
Film's climax. For example, before Anarchy Dude says stick to the script, he teases the idea that if Cash does really well, someday he could be promoted to Power Caller.
Eventually, you might even be able to be a power caller.
Not promoted to management, just promoted from one kind of caller to another.
Okay, so this is pretty normal.
Making things go step by step.
Yeah, when I was working in tech support, what you would do sometimes is you get a kudos call. So either they would call the call center or a manager would call them back, the client, and say, was everything okay? I know we just, you contacted us, because they call us. That's how tech support works. And they would give a kudos call, which is say, hey, your service was amazing. You helped me out, blah, blah, blah. Tell that guy he's really great. And they would announce that in an email whenever you got one, and everyone would know. So it's kind of like, oh, this dude over there helped out this guy within 5 minutes, and he was awesome. That's all that was. And this is the same idea, where they'd give you a self-referential title, which doesn't really, you don't get any bonuses. Maybe it's different in marketing with sales, but in sales, you get commissions anyway, so maybe Power Caller you get like a 1% more. That'd be interesting, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. They're just playing around with the culture of call centers, so it's fine.
Higher paid kind of caller. The subtext of saying power caller instead of manager is that the people in charge have already decided that Cash will never actually achieve true status.
No, that's dumb.
Or power.
Maggie. Not everyone can be a manager, because there are actually very few managers. Because what managers do is they manage the masses.
Yeah, just because you were a worker in level 2 tech support doesn't mean you can't be a manager, or you can't work in level 3, or you can go to customer care, or you could do whatever you wanted. You just have to ask.
Yeah, if there's no free higher level position, you can't advance.
Yeah, or you be a product specialist, or you be a technician. Like there's actual engineering jobs too. So it depends.
Jobs are limited resources, Maggie. And specialized jobs are also limited resources.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know a communist doesn't understand that.
I don't know what exactly she's getting at, but it's kind of like, does she even know the industry? Like it's kind of straightforward.
No, she doesn't. I don't think she's ever worked. I don't think this woman has worked a second of her life.
Well, no, she worked at that sandwich shop for sure, because she said so.
Yeah, she was a bartender.
Yeah, but was she hired or was she actually working? There's a difference.
Oh, wow.
Oh, how long did she work there? Did she leave the job? Was she fired? Was all she do carry things from the kitchen to the tables?
Well, I think every person should work at a sandwich shop, just because if you haven't made sandwiches for yourself, it's a good time to learn, and may as well get paid for it. So
yeah, if your parents don't teach you anything.
I know, but still, get a job, learn to make a sandwich, learn to make a good sandwich. That's a very important skill in life. So,
hell yeah.
But no patriarchy. Can't do that.
Yeah, but I don't need my mom to make me a good sandwich, because I already know how. So.
Yeah, and then you learn how to make whiskey.
That's another story. Yeah, that's a whole other ball game. Yeah. Anyway.
Company. Similarly, in the office meeting, we see on one side management, on the other side the callers. All three managers are white.
Yeah, you see, there's 3 managers for all these people. Why do you think they would elevate another person to management? Why would you do that? It costs more, it's a strenuous job, and if you don't need another, why would you waste your money on that?
Yeah, so the idea of following a script is pretty much what they teach you as well, and you do it so that you're efficient, you're not wasting anyone's time. In sales, it's a slightly different thing depending on what you're selling and how. So,
Maggie, what you don't understand is that a manager is technically somewhat of a leadership position. Not everyone can be a leader, because in order to lead, there need to be people that are led. And a manager by himself does not produce anything. The good manager makes sure that the people actually bringing in the money can bring in the money, and then can bring in the money better. That's what a manager is for.
Okay.
Maggie, you shouldn't be a manager, for example, because I'm surprised you know how to tie your shoelaces.
Well, she'd be arguing it's all capitalist bull, and she doesn't know why she's doing it, and da-da-da-da.
Well, she already complained that these people are white people. I'm just like, well, that's just for the movie.
Yeah,
have you seen
outside
the world?
Very different.
I don't know.
Too.
The guy on the right looks a bit southern Eastern European, and the woman maybe she's Jewish. So what's that? I don't know.
It's a very
Maggie, are you racist?
And then the guy on the left is kind of pudgy. So
yeah, the pudgy race is certainly represented as well.
All right.
Could be German.
He has a bit of man boobs going on.
While the callers are diverse, we can tell ourselves that these 3 white people.
Not all of them. Just look at like the first line. Like I can count at least like 4 people that are white.
Well, we've got.
Oh no, it's Asians. That's Asians.
We've got 3 versus like 30 or whatever. Yeah, they're going to get different people. That's kind of how math works. But it's like.
Look, and maybe it's a racist movie.
This is a dumb argument. Who cares?
It's a movie. It's like, come on.
This greater group of people the real world. Have more diversity than these 3 people. It's like, thanks, Maggie. That's fantastic.
Yeah, a movie made by a black director. Okay, cool.
Oh, it's by a black director.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, then it's obviously deliberate racist.
Well, this could be
of the lines between the working class and the rich leading class that is swimming in luxury, as we can obviously see that these managers are just exploiting all these workers for their absolute luxurious lifestyle.
Yeah, but this could be a room full of like 80 people. It's still a dumb comparison. Like, why would you even bother?
Yeah.
People just happen to be the best at their job, and that's how they got there. But during this pep talk, Anarchy Dude goes off on a rambling, kind of sociopathic rant.
Tagging is when you claim that money is a sale. Cha-ching. Like when they put the tag on the body at the morgue to identify.
I see white guys in the
and the
group.
Female executive goes on a similarly meaningless rant about friendship as capital.
I would argue that social currency now is more important, and don't take it from me. Take it from the news. Take it from media, all kinds of media, digital, paper, otherwise. Media's changing. So is capital. Get with it. I don't want to scare you, but it's a new world.
They are not good at their jobs. If the stated textual purpose of management is to tell us how to do our jobs, but management doesn't actually know how to do our jobs. And
it's how to organize your time, not do your job. It's, management is not my technical superior. I know how to solve a problem. They just tell me which problem to solve in what order, with who.
Yeah, but this movie is satire.
It's project planning.
It's a joke.
It's time allocating whom to what project, etc. Of course, this is a bit of a simpler structure where it's one telemarketing group thing. Okay, but still the same. It's still the same issues.
Better than we.
But I'm just wondering why she's taking the joke too seriously.
It's probably a satire kind of film, and she's interpreting it
as... It is. It's supposed to be like Atlanta, where they just do weird shit like this. And then, it's sort of a political commentary for whatever.
And for one, all of Maggie's income is based on social media and this fake friendship through a parasocial relationship that her audience has
nothing
with her.
about Maggie Mae Fish is based. Okay, Wisp.
All right.
She's blue pill.
Yeah, nice joke. Secondly, great, you broke my thoughts again. Fuck you! Fuck you!
All right, here's the copper owl. Thanks, sir. As someone who lives his life like a stage act and wrote a character based off the idea, Maggie is freaking crazy and never took a theater class. Maybe, could have. Or her lizard brain didn't take the lessons. The words, a stage full of either method or improve artist.
All right. Maggie essentially just explained to us why all our politicians, including and especially those on the left, are shit, and why communism never works. Because the management of the managerial class in those systems don't know how work works.
I'm kind of curious what
Maggie, you're full of gold.
The social currency. What was she talking about? Social value or whatever?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, that's interesting, but that relates to public figures or things that are public that you are aware of. So
friendship is money.
Something like that. I don't know. There is a point there. I just don't know what she's arguing for.
The subtext becomes the managers are managers simply because they are managers.
No.
It's the natural order of things. Don't draw attention to the unethical means by which we got here. What the film is pointing out here is the racial scripting that affects our corporate culture. In real life, we see this when people defend a lack of diversity in Silicon Valley by saying that's just the way it is, without acknowledging why it is that way.
When is this movie supposed to be playing? What lack of diversity in Silicon Valley? What are you talking about? They basically hire everyone who's not white with preference.
Yeah, the Asians, the Indians, anyone who's got a math or science degree can work computer science or do stuff with computers.
Anyone who's black
Silicon
doesn't
Valley.
have a degree.
Seriously, Silicon Valley doesn't have enough diversity.
Yeah.
Like a fucking place in California.
Apparently, this is Detroit.
Uh-huh.
In Detroit.
I know, but like she just mentioned Silicon Valley as like an example of like they say that they don't have enough diversity. Like, okay, like they try to employ the person who is best for the job. What else are they gonna do? Just starve to death until like someone of a specific race is going to come up with a solution to a problem, especially engineering problems, which you're going to encounter in an IT job like that.
Yeah, I still fail knowledge of the real explanation of why we so desperately need this diversity thing to the point where we hire based on race.
That is racist.
Yeah, and none of the African or Asian countries do this.
Nope.
And if anything, they prefer to hire their own people, which is kind of what makes your own people kind of healthy. And keeps your culture together and shit.
All right.
What script was the company following that got us to this point? Every ad or TV segment in the Sorry to Bother You universe shows us a particular script, an idea of how we should be
like
living.
A satire.
The idea that
that's what it is.
I don't know in what fantasy world you live, but the ads we get here barely have any European people on them anymore. There's always a black woman with weird hair, and there's always another one with a headscarf. And
she's fondly...
I don't know when the last time was that I actually saw an ad with just like let's say a German family on it.
Yeah, she's like gushing over this new interface card or router she just bought, and you're like, okay, that's interesting. Random.
Yeah, it's like everyone but us.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
There's lots of weird advertisements that I don't understand the demographic, but hey, look at this diverse family who are buying a car for their baby. Like, what the hell does this mean? I have no idea.
Yeah, but I they always talk about, oh, but people want to see themselves. They don't want to feel erased. Dude, I'm not going to complain if in the event that I move to Nigeria that there are no light-skinned people on the advertisements. Because that's a retarded. That's a completely retarded thought. I have to twist my brain to even come up with it. But when darkest black African people come to Germany, we suddenly need to put them on the advertisements? What? Yes. Why? Why would they expect that?
You want to make some babies. That's what you need. You got to make some babies and increase the population amount and make more taxpayers in the future.
That will make more communism, right?
Yeah, but those types of immigrants, they don't pay taxes. They take money out of the social security and healthcare system. But hey, we just print more money and then we complain about the inflation.
Okay, watch Morbius.
And give 2 billion to the Taliban and 10 billion to India for development.
Don't worry, Morbius will save everyone. This is movie of all time.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know anymore.
All right.
Working for Worry-Free is so nice and good. We are shown what our place in the worry-free world should be. Just like in real life, every ad shows us societal scripts to follow in order to be successful or healthy or a real man.
The Gillette commercial.
What is
this? That is not liked at all.
What's going on here? What movie is this?
These are commercials.
Victoria's Secret.
Yeah.
And they are bloody sexist.
I'm okay
Holy
with this.
shit. Especially the Gillette one was so bloody sexist. Against men.
Okay. I don't see a problem with that.
Which is it is from a marketing perspective, it was suicide.
You can do a touchdown on me.
I don't know why they're wearing their... is that backwards? Is the number on the back? I don't know football very well. Is this...
Wait, is this the real commercial or is this
not
the commercial from the movie?
This is not the Gillette ad anymore. This is the Victoria's Secret ad. It says so in the corner.
I guess they could wear their shirts any way they like. I don't really, it's up to them.
Wait, this
ad was so bad. Like the stocks have dropped tremendously. I think like $1 billion.
Good.
People were selling that shit because like the ad was so bad because they were going for like this woke image, and
it was so insulting. And then
it was so bad. I decided to not buy a Gillette anymore. I went with the straight razor ever since that.
Yeah,
that was like almost 4 years ago.
Yeah, and look here. Well, it's women's sports. What do you expect? That they wear their uniforms the right way around?
Well, I'm not complaining. That's for sure. Anyway.
Maybe you should.
That is the least of our worries.
I'm totally fine.
Smud boy, not simp boy.
Look, women's competitive professional women's sports is amazing. It's the best comedy you'll ever watch.
I do like the lingerie football. That's pretty cool.
Women's football, yeah.
It's very slow comedy, but it is comedy.
Why isn't it men wearing lingerie?
Good question. I don't know. Porcelain is the fourth. Reminder that the director for this movie is a communist moron. Oh dear. Who Spike Lee even called an idiot for his takes on police. Also, it seems the only people I've noticed like this movie are suffused white communists themselves. Okay.
Yeah, that explains it.
Does it have a box office?
Maybe.
Sorry to bother you. $3 million budget, $18 million profit.
Wow.
That's better than Turning Red.
The trailer was so wacky, it got everyone invested.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the sequel.
Yeah, Terry Crews takes on more racism or something.
Okay, here we go.
Sexy lady. All you need is this Peloton treadmill and a room full of windows. It's also worth noting that when we see employees portrayed as happy and hardworking, Worry-Free casts white or white-passing actors and models, even though the surrounding neighborhood is mostly populated by people of color. But in this example, where the ad is implying that the character is
This is white passing is one of the most racist words I have heard in recent years. Because it says, you foreigner of a different race, you are privileged because you look white enough. So you left us all in the mud. We must tear you down as well. It's just so plain evil.
I think I seem to remember this movie. I don't know if she covered it or someone else. This is where they all are getting people to eat certain foods or take some certain trials where they turn them into workhorses, where literally they become horses. It's something along.
Yeah, that must be the joke then, because I've been seeing that.
Yeah, that's what this is amounting to. Because I remember we either covered a video like that, or she covered this and we watched that, or we thought it was silly. But yeah, it's a satire on the whole concept of capitalism and working yourself to be an animal, a beast of burden, and literally being that thing. And you're like, oh, interesting.
Dance, irritating beast of burden.
Yeah. All right, here we go. What? Show the world that you are a responsible baby daddy. Okay. Interesting. Wasn't expecting an advertisement. Fine. The Copper Owl, one more time. Off topic. Okay. We could use an off topic. My publisher wants me to get social media, even though I don't want to. Yeah, just go for it. It's not a big deal. So I'm thinking about getting Instagram, but I have no idea as to what it is. What would you recommend? If you're doing a lot of images, yeah, I think Instagram, Pinterest, that's fine. Go for that. Whatever your medium of choice is, if it's images, Pinterest, and Instagram, or small videos, same idea. If you're doing longer videos or infomercials or sort of stuff like that, go to YouTube. For most business reasons, LinkedIn and Facebook are all you need. But
the whole idea of
make sure to use the hashtag.
Why a publisher would want that, or aside from marketing said this is really good, that helps. When there's Hollywood giants who don't have social media.
Yeah, I know, but if you're just starting out and you're selling, I don't know, stories, books, yeah, sure.
That can still be done by the marketing department of the publisher.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't need to take your creators, like write it. I assume it's about writing. You don't need your office to be on there and have people directly talk with them. That's stupid.
It's not going to hurt. You know, it's just going to, even a few hits are fine.
No, it's eating your time that you could be writing more.
Sure, but making a free Facebook page takes like 10 minutes. It's not a big deal. So.
Yeah, and then it's a dead page, which I personally find worse than
no.
having
it's not a dead page. It will exist. It won't get as many hits, obviously, because it just came out of nowhere. But what you want to do on Facebook is fill in the category section where it says, you know, what are you? You're a business of what? And then you
so you have to spend extra hours.
No. Come on.
You're just telling me I have to invest time to set this shit up and maintain it.
Okay, it takes 20 minutes. Sorry. Okay. 20
and then it's there, and then it's dead.
No,
Wisp, never do that. Like that, it will involve like 2 inches of your brain to be used.
So link to
not worth it.
To your whatever product or service from Facebook. That's a good start.
Just take your clothes off.
Yes, or just watch Morbius.
Or yeah, I could do that too. Go on LinkedIn, fill in your profile.
No sane author wants to deal with fans.
You don't have to respond to anything. You just put it out there so they know you exist outside of a link to your book or whatever. So
it's a dead page.
Just like do it once. You will never have to open it again.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway.
Back to Maggie.
Lazy, alcoholic, and needs to turn their life around, they are portrayed as a black father, reflecting the racially coded values of real-life advertising.
I don't see a problem.
So there's a problem if it's a white guy. It's a problem if it's a black guy.
I don't. Even if this is true, I do not see how that's a bad thing if you are literally helping the person in the picture.
In real life?
Yeah.
Can you portray black men as perfect? Or is that also racist? Because you then have a magical Negro.
Yeah, don't we
already have that?
That would be the white savior trope.
Don't we have this huge problem of single black motherhoods that you would want there to be more than one parental figure, and that's a good thing to say, hey, we're fixing the problem. Here's how we solve it.
But no, Smart, Maggie is a communist. The destruction of the family is the core tenet of a religion. So actually that has been achieved with the Black Americans.
All right.
It's actually kind of funny. Have any of you heard of Ezra Taft Benson?
Who?
Ezra Taft Benson, he's a LDS prophet, but also Secretary of State. Ezra Taft Benson.
Who?
Never heard of that name.
Basically, in multiple worldwide church meetings, he went on several anti-communist rants.
Okay, he gets an approval stamp.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's pretty
for a Mormon.
Link a video.
The Mormons are just cool. Bull period. We're weird, but we're cool.
Did he watch movies?
Alrighty, good enough for me.
But who gets to write these behavioral scripts? Who decides which roles we play or which roles are...
Maggie, it's called sales.
The commissar. The commissar decides.
The people who sell things, like perhaps one of the managers here, found out this script works for whatever reason. I don't know why. They just found out it works and they stuck with it. And now they have a business of like employing 50 people on a floor. So, I mean, that's pretty obvious, right? Like, why would they be teaching them bad shit? Hey, here's a script that doesn't work. You won't make us any money.
See, read this answer. Sociologists and psychologists try to figure out what works, and also occult people are asked for their input on how the stocks might turn, or what do the tea leaves say about what marketing strategy to take. We could also see which buttons the monkey presses. It's like that's various ways, and they are surprisingly effective because all of this shit is just often random.
Yeah. So who decides which roles we play? You sign up for the job, and we hired you, or which are available, the ones that they're hiring for, and the scripts are made by the people who've done the job before. So that's pretty much the answer.
Yeah.
Even available. Usually it's rich people. Sometimes they're able to consciously manipulate the script, like how we don't.
Yeah, but they weren't rich to begin with. They started a business, or if they were rich, they started an entrepreneurial venture where they put money on the line and time and say, hey, I can sell you stuff. So they take the initial hit, all on a dream that they're going to make the money back in a year or so. And voila, you have a call center that sells a product that they made themselves, or some service or whatever. So that's business, Maggie. You don't just get rich out of nothing or make money out of nothing. It has to come from a service or product you're giving to someone voluntarily. That's how capitalism works, or marketing, or
yeah. I want to see Maggie for a day or even a week of telemarketing and see if her random ass bullshit works better than the standard script that they figured out sells the most.
Yeah,
shit.
I know. It's kind of like you think you know better, and then you're like, well, do people really care about you and your ideas? Like, not really. No, they want what they want. You have to listen to them. You have to be empathetic. Let them talk, all these basic communication skills while you're trying to give them something that can help them. And if you that can't help them, then you're having a really uphill battle and probably wasting everyone's time to make that sale. So
she just talk about her cat's makeup and how Frodo is gay.
Who knows?
Use the word leader anymore, really. Instead, some random executive somewhere decided we'd start using the word server, which corporations love because they want us to see employees as servants.
No. What?
No.
Server. Someone who serves you something like your food you ordered or the product you wanted. Not because it's short for servant, you retard. What the hell is wrong with this girl?
I love this. It just uses all the buzzwords.
Thank God.
Around.
Yeah, that's just even in my town here. There's a little restaurant that serves a daily dish, and it's only that. Like it's like a mini cafeteria or something.
Yeah.
But the guy just makes one dish in bulk, and that's what he has for lunch.
Yeah.
That is, he serves that lunch.
Yeah, I've gone to restaurants that do that with a la carte, not just one dish. They have like 3. But every day used to be like that. Or one restaurant is a bit bigger. They do every week. And it's based on, they bought, 10 kilos of pork or whatever. They're going to make whatever pork chops or whatever. That's it. It's like, okay. And it's all sold out. Tomorrow we'll get beef. And tomorrow we'll do pasta. Tomorrow. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. If the chef's amazing, anything he works with in the kitchen is probably going to be good.
Yeah, and it's not that. It's just some random person deciding a random thing. No, Maggie, you have absolutely no idea how a company is run.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or anything. A sports club. You don't know how anything is run.
Some of these really good chefs can do that. I think one place was called Ruby Watchco in Toronto, had a celebrity chef, and I don't know if it's still open though. I have to check. Probably not. It's probably gone. But that was the. She had another chef with her, so there was 2 chefs, and she was barely there. But the other chef was good, and you would just trust them. He's like, "Yep, I'll go on a Thursday," and sometimes it's amazing, sometimes it's okay. Like no one knows because it's all random. But it all comes down to what did they buy the night before? What did they prep the day after? So it's awesome. Like it's fun. It's one of those crazy. You don't know what you're gonna get, but you'll be excited on what happens because they explain. Because the chef comes out. It's not just here you go, bye. It's the chef says, hey, how'd you think? What'd you like of that? Because they want to improve their recipe. They want to get better because they want to know the ins and outs of that slice of meat or that seasoning or that pairing with the bartender that they recommended. So it's a business. They gotta make everyone happy. As random as it seems, it's very structured. Anyway, one more from Porcelainus the Fourth. Why the F this bitch looked like the other mother from Coraline just got done giving Papa Smurf fellatio? Oh
dear.
Also, how these people whine about boomers calling them lazy. I'm starting to think the boomers have a point. Well, to do all this is not like it takes effort to, put makeup on and get the lighting right and get the camera going.
She didn't put the makeup on properly.
Oh, no. This is her. This is her. She did this all. There's no one else gave her tips on makeup. I firmly believe, out of all the things I know about Maggie, she does her own makeup. And
I do believe that as well.
Can you see a video that she did her own makeup?
We've seen her do it herself. I would take this makeup over when she was doing it on camera. That was a frightening experience. It's like watching the monster come to life.
If I was her parent, I would take her makeup away from her.
Oh, God.
Even the clown makeup, Wisp?
Ever
yes,
since...
because she's clearly hurting herself.
Well, yeah. Ever since...
And she is bringing shame upon herself and her family.
Ever since the
and the species,
the Johnny Depp defamation suit, when they're talking about makeup and a bruise kit, you're like, what the hell's a bruise kit? And she's like, oh, it's to cover up my bruises. No, that's not what a bruise kit is. It's like, wait,
it's with which you paint bruises.
Yeah, so I remember that from her testimony. I was like, how did you screw that up? Were you thinking before you opened your mouth there, Miss Heard?
She didn't have Saul Goodman as her lawyer. That's why.
Oh, God. You know what? That defense close felt like a Saul Goodman sort of crazy rambling. God knows.
Oh, that was. I think
my
that
client is so different.
That was deliberate chaos. All was projection. All was Amber Heard is actually Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp is actually Amber Heard from that and from what was told about each by Amber Heard's defense closing.
It was insane.
I think it's just deliberately shit because her lawyers just are pissed because Amber Heard threw them under the bus.
Yeah, no. If you're Amber Heard's lawyer, there's not much you can do. The only defense they had was the First Amendment. It was like, okay, yeah, that's fair enough, but they had barely anything to work with.
The First Amendment does not cover defamation and lies.
I know, but what else are you going to say about Amber Heard lying before everyone, telling people they weren't there, even though they got the people who were there, contradict her claims? No one took photos of her.
She took so many photos and recordings, but nothing of the actually allegedly horrible wounds she sustained.
It was amazing. Yeah, I was just like, wow, there's no evidence.
How do you make that case work? You don't.
Yeah, you have
to
use...
after when she was on the stand and she was asked about that evidence of those photos of her really, really worst injuries. She replied, "They are in evidence. It's not up to me to decide to let them be shown."
Yeah, my favorite was
by which she put it on her lawyers.
Oh,
and
that was so
the
dumb.
moment.
That was
the moment when her lawyers started acting slightly different.
the one that what's her name, Camille got. I was laughing.
Maybe I'm imagining this, but I got the feeling her lawyers from that point on were acting more sloppily and more directly telling just all the bullshit that Amber Heard wants to be told, and being so blatant about it that it's obvious to everyone that it's bullshit.
The one that got me was the 2015 photo of the wine on the ground, and she submitted a second photo, which was exactly the same photo, but for some incident that happened in 2016. And Camille caught that. It's like, Amber, these are the same photograph, and you gave us different dates, like years apart.
And stories.
Yeah, and it was like, well, there were so many events, I didn't know which one was which. It's like, so you don't know
don't you notice that as her lawyers? How do you let that slip through?
It was bizarre, and it's just... like, they don't even know their own evidence. It was funny. I couldn't believe it. So if I was part of the jury, I'd just order a pizza for everyone. Okay, so you want to be here for tomorrow, or do you want another pizza? Like, what do you want to do?
I mean, we're not getting dinner, so
here's a pizza. Let's get it done. Let's go home. All right.
let's all order burgers.
Put a stamp, go yes, 50 million, let's go.
But yeah, the great thing was the last time she was on the stand, you could see an actual pathological liar in action, because all she cared about, all her brain worked, was contradict the current statement against her, deny that, regardless of whether that makes her contradict something she said before. Even if it was the last sentence, it only matters that in this very second, she's right. She doesn't comprehend the larger picture she's painting. She doesn't care. From her point of view, it doesn't matter. She said in this very second, she said A to look good. In the next, she says not A to look good. And that's how it goes around. And we see a lot of the very same behavior in this whole breadtube communism bullshit scene with the most malicious actors like Vosh. They do. He does this on stream all the time.
He does many things on stream, but it's not.
You can
talking about.
But if I like people like that, whether it's Amber Heard or Vosh, you can basically cut that footage up, flip it so you have it mirrored, and then have Amber Heard on the left and Amber Heard on the right, and have her argue against herself, making the exact opposite statements. And you can do the same with Vosh, where he just argues with himself inside the same stream.
All right, here
But
is...
I'm too lazy and have too little energy and concentration to do that, or I would have made these meme videos. But maybe you, listener in the audience, you want to do that.
Oh, there's too much. It would take like days and days. Anyway, let's keep going.
I know.
Here's the Copper Owl again. Chewbacca is a Wookiee from the planet Kashyyyk, but lives on Endor. Now, that does not make sense. Now, if Depp don't hit, you must quit. Oh, okay. All right. That's the Chewbacca defense.
Chewbacca living on Kashyyyk makes total sense.
Anyway. 8 minutes, a little bit. Jeez, we're never going to get halfway done.
But,
as beneath the customer, as simply cogs in a much larger machine. Sometimes they try and fail, like when a billionaire says we shouldn't use the word billionaire anymore. Instead, we should use the term
people of means.
Because we certainly don't want to draw attention to the unethical means by which people become...
believe that like this was just exactly what the person was saying and not what just Maggie edited into.
Yeah,
it's like that was not even a sentence, it was just the words.
Yeah, the whole left-leaning attitude that we want more taxes is just retarded. No one actively wants to lose money. So all they're doing this is for a stunt. They know they have no political sway. They're just, oh yeah, no, we wanna, give more money to the people. It's like no one's stopping you. You can do it right now. Write a check to the Treasury or a donation place of your choice. Just go for it. So
yeah, when they socialize something, that always means it's now in the hands of the state. So if you want to give money to the people, you give it to the state somehow.
Yeah, it's silly.
The thing is, when they increase taxes, no matter for whom, it always hits the lower classes. The lower classes don't benefit from increasing taxes for the rich. That's the joke.
Anyway, this is so out of context. I don't even know who this guy is. I don't know what's going on here.
He is a people of means.
Yeah.
How does this relate to the movie?
No idea. Billionaires are bad because they employ tens of thousands of people. It's like, really, Maggie? That's a bad thing? Okay.
Maggie, have you voted for Bernie Sanders? He is a people of means.
What she was for.
Yeah, well.
Anyway. It's just like what I got the message is that if I was the person conducting this, I would know how to run a company.
Yeah,
except
you
I
would
don't.
Be the manager.
All right.
A billionaire. But when you stop and think about it, pretty much every interaction in our lives, every relationship follows some kind of template. Just think about what it means to be a mother or an employee or an American. Each of these categories can be used.
Oh, you mean like, what is a man, what is a woman?
Wait a second. Is she just
like
saying...
a biological template of you having eggs that hopefully dry up before you get the idea to make your own child?
Yeah, but she's just saying everything's a script in a society where we have to learn to behave and communicate. You're like, sure, okay. What's your point? What's wrong with that? Like we say, hey, how's it going? I'm fine, thanks. How are you? Like, I don't really care how you feel per se, unless I can notice something wrong because you look fine to me, but I'll say it anyway because that's the script. That's fine.
Did you read the script too?
This is so silly. Like, Maggie, yes, we have social conventions for a purpose. You're right. What's your point?
To subtly imply gender or education or ethnicity.
Each of these categories can be used to subtly imply gender. No, language can imply gender, but education...
Like pronouns?
Yeah, maybe, but for education... I subtly imply you don't have your PhD? Like, what? What is she talking about?
You're studying STEM, so it means that you're going to be a male.
Yeah, because I have a microscope, I'm suddenly studying biology.
Oh, God.
Sorry, I'm not a biologist.
I don't know.
I need to hear that part again.
All right.
Or an employee or an American. Each of these categories can be used to subtly imply gender or education or ethnicity or certain responsibilities, even though you could argue that each of those terms are neutral. And each of those categories...
Yeah, but what does this have
so you
to do
can
with
argue anything. Everything is true.
Yeah, it's the whole tabula rasa social construct argument where everything's permissible. There's no There's no proper way to address. It's all whatever you want and whatever you think is right is right. You're like, okay.
Well, the line for that is nothing is true, everything is permissible.
Well, yeah, but I don't think we're going around
and that's just dumb.
Killing people because they're part of some occult group trying to control everyone from behind the scenes. What is she getting?
Are we still talking about the movie though?
She is making a statement that everything's just up in the air, and you're like, okay, and
because of a movie she watched. Okay.
Are used by companies to market products to you, just like how America sells Americanism to people by
what?
Okay.
Now we're in patriotism or nationalism suddenly.
Yeah,
and that's a product now that is sold.
Are we talking about maybe fascism or nationalism? Because nationalism.
She's probably gonna bring up flag bikinis.
Americans talk about American things. Okay.
Yeah, so does Canadians talk about Canadian. I mean, that's kind of how it goes.
I don't know.
Germans don't talk about German things because if you do, you are called a Nazi.
No.
You could talk about, that's where it originates from.
You could talk about schnitzel and sauerkraut. I don't mind. It's a good thing.
Nobody talks about sauerkraut, for fuck's sake.
Why not? It's delicious.
Why not?
Yes, I know. But only when freshly made.
Yeah, I know.
So nobody talks about it.
It's all gone.
Maybe the Germans are keeping the secret.
Why would you talk about it when everyone has eaten it? It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
One step ahead.
Yeah, exactly. We don't talk about this delicious food no one knows about. Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's not a standard thing people eat anymore because everybody just eats
thing
fast
to
food.
Eat the sauerkraut, but it's fresh.
Yeah, really, it's just everyone else talks more about sauerkraut than Germans eat it at this point.
Oh, so good. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
I love the stuff. So let's keep going.
Saying that we have life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and yet slavery was and still is legally permitted by the U.S. Constitution.
What?
How is that our fault? And it's not still permitted. What are you talking about?
What?
Hasn't been for over
Maggie,
a century now.
There are many things permissible by the U.S. Constitution, like getting out of the U.S. You can do that, but not too many people do that. Or not too many states secede.
You can do this by registering the NordVPN.
Yeah.
With a click of a button, you can go to Uganda.
Yeah, you can also have the federal government have rights. What is it called? Writs of retaliation. I can't remember the exact term. So if they want to hire a third party to blow up another country, they can do that.
Oh.
They're free to do that within the United States Constitution. So writs of reprisal.
Well, I just have to ask: do we have child slavery in America?
I very much doubt that she is talking about the actual slavery going on in the black and brown and Muslim and Asian parts on this planet, and the child slavery on the Ivory Coast and other places.
Why talk about that?
Like, what the fuck is she talking about? Slavery permissible in the United States? What the hell?
There's a few mentions of slavery in the Constitution, but I don't know if that makes it legal. That's kind of
I very much doubt it. Look, in the state constitution of the state of Hessen, which is one of the 16 states of the federation that makes up Germany. The death penalty is still part of their state constitution. However, the federal constitution overrides that here. So there's simply no reason to take it out.
Yeah, it's kind of pointless when we no longer have a slave trade. So it's like, yeah, back in the time they had to learn to regulate that, and that was just a sign of the times. Now that we don't have it, no one cares.
I want to hear her argument because this doesn't make sense.
Okay.
If it was still permissible, then people would do it. And as far as I know, they don't do it unless they're part of some cartel from Mexico.
So many of our concepts of freedom and independence are these fill-in-the-blank statements that we don't take time to think about. Even our most basic understanding of freedom is highly scripted. Lots of interviews.
Wait a second.
That's it?
Where's
That's
where's the example of slavery in the United States in the present day?
Yes.
There are many things.
You fucking brainwashed asshole.
There are many things in the Constitution that are no longer relevant today, and that's fine. It doesn't matter. Does that mean you have to amend the Constitution because you want to like erase one of them that's no longer relevant? You could, but no one cares to, because that takes effort and time and money when you have better things to do in your life that's actually relevant.
Is this kind of shit breaking some law or something? Because she's just defamed the United States of practicing slavery.
She's also incorrect and lying because the 13th Amendment says neither slavery nor involuntary service, except as punishment for a crime whereof the party shall be duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or in any place subject to their jurisdiction.
So maybe she misinterprets that. The place where you can interpret that is in prison labor.
Yeah.
That you can make interpretations that then somehow fulfill that technically, but bloody hell, that's
Yeah, but
convicts.
she reduced it to like, oh, this is just a script. This Constitution is just a script, and you're like, really? That's a pretty freaking loose explanation of what a script is.
From what I've conversed with these socialist communist activist types, they seriously seem to believe, similar to the fundamentalist religious, that if there is no law forbidding something, then there's nothing preventing people from doing the bad thing.
Yeah. So go back in time.
That is simply how, I don't know, psychopaths think.
Yeah, like go back to the Code of Hammurabi. You know, the law back in ancient Sumerian, that was just a script. It's like, yes, it's a set of rules that you follow. It's more than just a script, honey, but yeah, you're right. I mean,
it was actually pretty good.
There are also sentences too, and there's paragraphs, and there's periods, and there's beginnings and endings. It's like, yeah, you're right. It's all technically true. What's your point? People's behavior and understanding change.
Hammurabi is pretty good law, by the way, especially for that time. Read up on it.
Same with the Magna Carta. Same with like all these other wonderful documents we have to enshrine into our countries. Very strange take. I don't know where she's going with this, but okay. Here is Peanut Butter. I think she's trying to say that since prisoners do manual labor for society, we have slave labor, but that's a pretty massive reach for the U.S. You have to actually commit a crime. Slavery implies kidnapping and forced labor.
Yeah.
Once you are a criminal,
prison labor is essentially penal labor.
Yeah, you are.
It is all in part to pay for the costs of your stay in the prison.
You are giving up your rights when you commit a crime, and this is part of the process. So, of punishment or sentence
or rehabilitation.
Or whatever, however you term, whatever crime you did. Exactly. All right. Whew. And
so since Maggie gave us absolutely no explanation for this outrageous statement, we can only guess.
All right.
Interviews with Boots and the cast frame white voice as simply a voice that you can turn on and off instead of a deeper systematic problem.
I'll ask this question in my white voice.
So let's talk about white voice and how it operates. As Danny Glover's character explained, white voice is more than just a tone.
Well, you don't talk white enough. I'm not talking about Will Smith's wife. That ain't white, that's just proper. I'm talking about the real deal. Breezy, like, I don't really need this money. You've never been fired. Only laid off. That's what they...
Well, that's not voice, that's just language. That's how...
What is he what is this?
When you say... what were those terms that what was that comedian back? He's gone now, but
George Carlin.
Yeah, George Carlin. He made a whole shtick for 10 minutes about how politically correct language is like this. You don't say this, you say that. You don't say this, you say that.
Yeah, but it's something that socialists came up with.
Yeah.
And then corporate speak picked up on it and thought, hey, that's a great way to hide the vile shit we do.
Yeah, I don't think that's...
It's nothing to do with white. It's nothing to do with race.
That's a weird take. It's, I don't know.
So this corporate speak is technically a form of newspeak.
You'll see it when you get further into this scene because it's just, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah.
Maggie, are you accusing the light-skinned race that you made up as and project on it the doings of your ideology? Fucking projector.
It's odd because they seem to like all this wonderful language that's sensitive or
yeah.
What's the word? More acceptable? I don't know.
Oh, we can't call them black people. We need to, that's offensive. We need to call them melaninated.
The black language or the white language, whatever. The black voice.
The collective black language. Yeah.
And the brown people are the lesser melaninated.
Oh God.
God.
Yeah.
And then 10 years later, they will say melaninated is a racist, offensive term. We need to call them they use coffee terms again.
All right.
Like latte and
latte.
Mocha.
Oh, beaner again.
Cappuccino.
Okay.
That would be capitalist, you dog. You capitalist pig.
Well, we can't take Cuban.
No, by the time coffee has been completely liberated from the capitalists and is now the means of production are now for everyone, and everybody gets a coffee bean each month in the mail.
Oh God. Anyway.
Yeah, who needs money?
We have coffee beans.
Sounded like. So it's like what they think they're supposed to sound like.
Glover's character is describing the act of code switching. Here's Tech CEO.
Whoa, no. You cut off the part where some other guy's voice comes in and it's supposed to be funny. Why would you do that, Maggie?
You mean she removed the actual scene of value and meaning?
Yeah, because I think David Cross does the white voice, quote unquote, and I don't know, it's supposed to be funny because the black guy, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be a satire where you're supposed to make light of this silly scenario of people using language improperly. But no, this is really important, guys. Let's talk about language. You're like, oh, okay, sure, Maggie.
It's subtext. You have to understand the meaning of it.
Anytime she says meta or sub, my eyes glaze over like, oh, what is this now? What is she doing?
Para.
She's just gonna make some bullshit up. Oh, I'm a deeper. I go deep into the lore of the text of the language of the movie.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think I'm a deeper.
What the hell? Yeah, if you look at her profile, she goes into her definition is like she goes into deep readings of movies. You're like, yeah, sure. She's a real scholar and academic when it comes to watching freaking films.
Is that included in her OnlyFans or?
She does not have an OnlyFans.
Oh, I thought she had one because of the weird picture we found.
Maggie mistakes the bottom of a coffee cup with death.
Okay.
And founder of People of Color in Tech, Chandra Arthur, explaining the term.
Code switching as a concept is really interesting. By definition, it's what happens when people who speak multiple languages alternate between two or more, oftentimes within the same phrase or sentence.
That's not
what?
That's just people with a different language trying to talk English or another language and getting confused and using the original language they use. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I do. When you don't know the right word, for example, when you don't know the right vocabulary in the moment, or you just forget the word, and so you say the word of your own language to help you on the way. Like what was? I know that word. What was the word? Or maybe the word from your own language sounds similar enough for the other person to think like, do you mean this? And then, it works. Like, probably doesn't work between German and Japanese, but German and English, yeah, sure. Spanish and English, no problem.
So this person invented the term code switching. Sure.
But that doesn't make sense.
What is code switching?
It means the same thing. You have two different languages you speak, and you use one word for one part of a sentence because you don't know what the actual.
I don't know like how long Smut has been in IT, but like I never heard of the term code switch.
Yeah, now they're.
I never heard of it. I think
is this some
kind
of like a remote thing that we can do on GitHub?
Yeah, this sounds like
have made this up right now.
Let me check it out and make my own branch and.
Yeah, we make my
merge
own
to master.
code swap. This crap. Like this is like a typical like manager type of person who just like has to give up all this bullshit and sell the product no matter what.
She just noticed that there are some people who do this, and there was no word for this thing, and she just invented it, and now she's holding a talk that other people are sitting in this giant room and have to listen to, because that's apparently what you get paid for at Google or wherever she is. Such bullshit.
Anyway.
In a more colloquial sense, code switching is what happens when people reflexively or subtly change the way they express themselves.
No.
What?
That's so generic. You just said it was one word in a sentence you couldn't pronounce properly or say properly because you didn't know it or you don't know how to say it. So use your original language. Now you're saying I changed the way I express myself completely?
Yeah, this extortion to use nicer words that are politically correct, so that which is just newspeak, and she just has a new word for it now.
Yeah,
these are the left, the socialists, all these people who work at these companies in California. They are the most uneducated people on the planet, I want to say.
It's like I want to order a chicken in French, but I don't know how to say chicken in English. So I just say, I want to have some poulet. But instead of saying poulet, I go, poulet? Because I'm expressing myself so differently.
I'm.
Can I have some cock?
I seriously believe that at this point, I will have a more worthwhile and intelligent conversation with someone who has not learned to read or write than with any of these weirdos.
It's oh my god, this is so dumb.
Where have we gone?
We're referencing some TED Talk which is so stupid about language, and language is the dumbest thing that these people sort of latch onto to explain whatever ideology they're trying to sell, and you're just like, oh,
yeah, but this is they do that. They do the whole newspeak thing, and forcing you to speak politically correct so that you don't offend anyone. That is the goal of that, is to take terms away from you, so that you will not get into contact with them, so that you can't think them, so that you don't know how to express that thing anymore. You are now only express this other thing that we taught you to use.
Yeah, but this thing has nothing to do with the movie. This is just some random... I could have picked up any TED Talk of some jerkwad talking about language, and you're like, yeah, this is what language also does, and here's an example.
Like, she should have just used the Sam Hyde TED Talk.
It would make just as much sense.
Educational.
She watched the movie, she watched this TED Talk and thought, oh, there's a connection.
And then we're gonna kill him.
She brought this up because of this white voice bullshit that I can only imagine either this movie, the guy who made the movie, or some other racist black people made up, because this is not a thing I've ever heard of before. This can only be a racist term.
I want to know
what the fuck even is that.
I want to know where she
from the explanation in the movie. I didn't understand what that's supposed to be.
Yeah, no, she's not connecting the two. I want to see where this goes, because she just changed tones, and we're just like, what is happening?
It's a mystery box.
People switch codes all the time. You could argue that means that when we switch codes,
so she's just using the term now.
Stop repeating the word and explain it.
Switching code is just another term for Git things. I'm still convinced by that.
What if we use the term
this is so stupid.
Automobile instead of car?
Do you mean synonyms?
Yeah. What if we just use synonyms now? It's like, oh, I don't know the word for car. I'm going to use automobile because that's, I don't know, whatever reason I learned the term automobile.
Yeah, is that what she means by code switching? Because that's just talking in synonyms.
It's changing the way...
Gasoline-consuming vehicle.
Yeah. No. Petrol. It's not gasoline. It's petrol. Okay.
Horseless carriage.
It's a transformer. Let's move on.
I can't think
Steel
of
horses.
what gas is. I'll use petrol because it's what I grew up with or some bullshit. You're like, okay, yeah, so.
A non-transforming Autobot.
Oh. With lasers. Still has the guns.
So does it have a disability?
It's a non-talking car.
I'm not Michael Knight in Kit. Yeah.
Lose authenticity, or that code switching is inherently bad. But as Lakeith Stanfield elaborates,
code switching is something that we all do to survive in many forms and fashions, and I think the white voice here could be represented.
Oh, so this is the actual guy from...
Oh, this guy's an idiot.
Okay, so she's not we're not totally lost. She's actually using the term from the interview about the film, and he's talking about, what they're doing. Okay, fair enough. Thank you, Maggie.
Hey.
You should have started with this.
Tattoo. He has a tattoo of a Star of David inside a crescent moon.
Oh, brilliant.
I want to know what that's supposed to mean.
Well,
maybe it means that he's Jewish and Muslim.
He's half and half, yes.
He also doesn't sound very smart.
That just means he goes for kebab and has like smoked meat in between,
but with kosher salt.
Yeah, exactly.
See,
Black he's dumb or really smart,
of Islam.
What do you have to say about this, Dunn? Do you think he's a Mormon?
No, Mormons don't get tats.
Exactly.
Generally.
Unless it's the devil. Lucifer and his brother, Mormon Jesus.
The white voice. What the fuck is that? I did not get a proper definition of what that racist bullshit term is supposed to be. And he starts with, in the movie, the white voice could be blah, blah, blah. He is talking in what? Oh God, what was the term?
We'll speak
conjecture himself. In conjunctive, he uses conjunctive words. Like what? So he doesn't even know what he wrote into the fucking movie. He just made up this term, or took it from someone else who used it. Doesn't understand it. Maybe the guy who he got it from didn't understand it. Nobody explains anything, and then we get this bullshit on screen. And here he sits and doesn't even know what it actually is. He has to interpret his own movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to think of white voice.
This is pseudo-intellectualism on the stage.
It is
just sounded like a white guy.
Yeah, no,
that's what I thought it.
It's a strange film to begin with, and to add all this extra crap is like, okay, sure, but that's like one part of the film. It's not the entire thing. Like, we talk about scripts and using scripts to talk to people properly, and like, hello, I'm Bob from blah blah blah. Oh, good morning. You generally have this way of greeting people to see what they are and who they are and what they want. So that's normal stuff when you're meeting strangers. So you have to think along those lines in the story, or at least the film story, because that is what you're doing. You're making a cold call to someone to sell something. So obviously the film is not just about that. But I don't think, once you figure out what the mystery of the film is, that the language issue is that big a deal or even a major component. It's just this one scene with, was it Danny Glover explaining the way to talk? Which,
you think the movie has a mystery?
Yeah, if you're a marketer, if you're a salesman, you already know that you use a different voice anyway in your script. You don't just say, "Hey, I'm Bob. I'm going to sell you ice cream." What?
Yeah, but they're taking it literally. Like it's actually a different voice that pops up.
My reading voice sounds different from or it intoning a poem sounds different from just babbling here on stream. Like, of course that's different.
And this is the same movie where we eventually get horses and horse people or whatever.
Yeah.
Just I don't know why she's continuing on with this.
It's one of those films that are interpreted for the sake of being weird, and there's lots of weird films like that you can see at independent film festivals, and that's fine. It's not that deep, okay? It's not that big a deal. It's a passion project at best.
of a lot of different things, not simply just a voice and the way that it sounds over the phone, but how we make ourselves look to others, how we dress ourselves up in pretty little things, and things we do to make ourselves more palatable, particularly in the workplace. And I think everyone...
that's the job of any parent for their children, is to make them acceptable to society. That's fine. But you're making the way that person on the TED Talk was like, well, this is what people do when they talk and they don't know the word. It's like, that's fair, sure.
These people are like aliens from another dimension, surprised at how human society works at its most basic.
Maybe they're failed sociology students. I don't know. This is a strange thing, because if you study this as language in sociology, it's very specific, or linguistics. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't need to make a video talking about how we talk in a way unless it's deliberately satirical, and this is silly. And I think that was the point. Wasn't that?
I honestly, yeah, because I don't think this actor really gives a shit. Like, he just doesn't. Like, he's just regurgitating what the director already told him.
Right. And if the story is satirical,
no, director's right next to him.
Yeah, but if the story is satirical, then Maggie is saying, "Oh, this is a dumb thing. Like, political correctness is dumb," and you're like, "Oh, okay, fair enough." But she's not saying that. She's saying this is real. This is good, and you're like, "What?"
Satire is real. I mean, it's becoming real, but
unfortunately,
it already is.
All right.
Yeah.
To one level or another. So I think it's a universal theme, and so I really tried to pay less attention to the implications behind it, more attention to just the idea and the ambition that the character was experiencing and trying to bring about change in his life by any means necessary, thereby sometimes through that.
Oh, he's a mass murderer.
Sometimes friends and family and loved ones in the process.
On top of that, Boots Riley explains,
there's no true performance of self.
There's a director.
Could this guy look any more like a Marxist?
He's a beard down to his chest. Yeah, big beard.
This guy looks like he escaped from the 60s.
Bell bottoms, maybe.
Yeah.
Did the Soviets invent the chronosphere and now send all their Marxists over to our time period to evacuate them from their weird timeline as where everything's already crumbling, and that's why we get communism right now?
Well, hopefully we have.
Is that what's going to turn into Red Alert 3?
Yeah, we have attacked dolphins and all kinds of cool shit. That'd be great. Make more sense.
We had attacked dolphins.
Oh, we do? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did.
All right.
Culture is actually just whatever a people do to survive.
So dancing is a method of survival? Music is a method of survival? Leisure time is survival? I don't think so.
Are we living in This Is America by Donald Glover or something?
Going to the restroom is a way of survival.
This is when we think of culture, we think of the practices and traditions of a people within a society. It doesn't matter how big that society is. So when I have like leisure time, like woodworking or crafts or music or dancing, that we don't need that to survive. That's weird.
I mean, you wouldn't do a dance off to save the galaxy?
Well, I would try if it would work.
Statement? What was the statement? Culture is what we do for survival?
Yeah. These guys need to spend the extra year in university before they open their mouths.
No. Keep them away from university.
Clearly they missed something.
Away from university, give them actual jobs. Have them do martial arts and make them meditate.
I still want them.
And then maybe their brain switch on. Because this guy's brain is not switched on. It just mimics being switched on.
If Maggie can work at a sandwich shop, so can these guys. And I want to taste their sandwich. So if it's good.
I want them to do real hard work. Like,
did she actually make the sandwich though?
They should be able to. It's not hard.
Supposedly.
It's all mechanical.
Have them be bricklayers and roof makers and shit like that. The hard stuff.
Then they would see the bread as a brick and they would fry it for me on a panini press. I'd be like, all right, let's try that bread.
Good, and they starve. Also a win.
Okay.
Better the communists starve than them making us starve.
I still want my sandwich, though. I don't really care how I get it. Anyway.
Bitch, where's my sandwich?
Yeah, once the communists starve, you will get a new worker in your sandwich shop and can get a real sandwich.
Good enough for me. Okay.
Because the communists will just serve you a brick. If he serves you anything.
Should there be a different world in which you're not trying to escape racist assumptions by switching up how you talk? I wish it was that.
Go to
also
Nigeria.
Making a comment on what that code.
Okay, this is interesting because we talk about going to America and you ameliorate yourself with the culture and the people and the language, and we call America a melting pot, and you sort of talk English now, even with the slang, even with your prior accent, whatever. That is when we say over the phone, oh, you sound like you're from this part of the States. And there's plenty of times where I did not know the race of the guy I was speaking to, and I even screwed that up with music. I couldn't even tell if this was a white guy or a black guy because they sound like they're from a certain area. My brain goes, oh, that must be a black guy or that must be a white guy. So that's a real thing. But that's as far as it goes. It's just voice. It's just the sound. It has nothing to do with
that extends to almost every race.
Right, and I don't...
It's not just race. This fucking retard does not even know what accents and dialects are.
Right, and it's not...
When I sit in Germany and I hear over the phone or on the news, I see someone interviewed, I can tell by the accent, by the dialect, from which part of the country that other German is.
Yeah, and it's not the end of the world that you screw it up or you don't know. It's fine. No one should hold that against you.
Yeah, but he's like racist assumption. I'm like, example, please.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I don't know if you want to talk about the boroughs of New York. There's like 4 different styles of language based on where you are in New York. So, but that has nothing to do with race. So
yeah, right.
Yeah, the annotation of your voice would only be dependent on the size of your voice box, how tight that the chords are, and that has more to do with
Is
gender.
he talking about voice or is he talking about language? I don't know.
I think it's just.
Well, I think he's just talking about prejudice.
It's hard to say.
That it is just
against what though, voice or language, or is it both?
It's just voice. Based on the description, it's just he adopts a white person voice. That is all that the summary says.
You mean speaking the clean higher form of your official language?
Yeah, when we listen to
instead of your babble.
Listen to Dave Chappelle, even in his early, actually all throughout his career, he makes that white guy sounding voice, where he's very not high pitched, but he's very sort of quick and soft. So that's fine. Like that's a common observable trait. But no one says, "Oh, Dave Chappelle's a racist." Like, no, he's just making a joke. Same with this movie.
And look, when normally and around here they speak a more something closer to High German, which is where if you just read the actual written German, then you would speak, if you clearly pronounce it the exact way it is written, you would speak High German, which very, very few parts of Germany speak. It's just the accepted one because it's very clear, very easy to understand. When I talk with my family, when I actually get angry, not the bullshit here on stream, I fall back into my natural childhood accent of Berliner Schnauze, the stuff that is talked in and around Berlin. That sounds completely different. And people in South Germany, they wouldn't understand what I'm saying. Austria, they wouldn't understand what I'm saying when I start talking that kind of stuff. And like, he makes it a race thing. Just talking the clear and the comprehensible version of your official language is not a white thing. So this is so retarded. I think it offends me.
I don't see this as
he's offensive.
A negative race thing or a positive. This is just like he's calling it a race thing because he might have a language or a
he
tone.
calls it a race thing because he's an idiot.
Well, okay, but you would hear like a racial term like the Italian accent. He's Italians. That's fine. You could ascribe that racially or you could ascribe that culturally. I don't really care. It's the same. The effect's the same.
One of my better friends is a black guy from. There's two black guys from London. One is from South London. I barely understand what he's saying. And the other guy is from Central London. He speaks the most posh English I have ever heard from anyone ever, including Jacob Rees-Mogg. This guy speaks more posh English than Jacob Rees-Mogg. And he is as dark as any Nigerian. It's amazing. I can wonderful, clear English. But by the way, it's a fake accent. Also not his, but this posh stuff. This posh stuff is an invention from the upper classes in order to distinguish themselves more from the lower classes, and then it's stuck as its own thing.
Right. And in your case, if all you knew was that guy who was, black-skinned fellow spoke in that way and you never heard anyone else, you would just ascribe it to him as well because that's all you know.
But not as black, just as that's how he talks.
Oh, yeah, you're not an idiot, right. But what I'm saying is if that's all you knew about black dudes, you'd be like, oh, that's how black dudes talk. It's a race thing. You're like, technically in your brain.
No, I wouldn't assume that.
Well, what I'm saying is that if that's all you know of that race, you would ascribe it as well because you don't know any better. And that's neither good nor bad.
If that was if he was the only black person I've ever met, then I would think that's the only black person. Maybe it's a skin condition. I don't fucking know. I wouldn't even know that there's an entire race that is black.
I would say that is a completely neutral statement, even if it was a racial thing, because it's like, okay, whatever. And it's not like it's good or bad or it's going to be good or bad. You're just like, oh, that's all I know. And maybe I go to New York. I see all these black guys speaking with a Bronx accent or a Queens accent. You're like, all right, that's what you know.
Oh, boy.
These hypotheticals are such hilarious.
We're going to be called racist.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so excited.
Anyway, yeah.
As a Mexican.
It helps knowing... It helps knowing the high form of your official language.
Yeah, I think so.
Just saying. It helps getting around to other parts of your own country. It helps getting jobs. It helps working in these customer service jobs because people actually understand what you're fucking saying on the phone. Instead of like this gutter speak that the German Turks speak. Well, they really talk like this. Hey, Alter. Hey, it's like deep in their throat. Like they talk from their gut.
It is like a very controversial statement that you have to speak your native language to.
No, seriously, it's a cultural thing. The Turks in Turkey don't speak like that. The ones in Germany have developed this thing because they try to, with the deeper voice, they try to impress each other. Like what's the word for that?
Schweinhund?
No, it's like when juveniles try to impress each other with who has the more guts. Like the oh god, what's the fucking why do I like so many words lately?
Deutschmarks?
Anyway, let's keep going, guys. Don't worry about it. This is a dumb point to get stuck on.
Finally.
Is that we're switching, that there's an idea of not just blackness, but that whiteness is an idea.
Of whom?
In and of itself, that whiteness is this thing that is performed.
The story of how Boots Riley came to write.
What? No, Maggie, let this delusional maniac speak. I want to know what this idea is that you communists and these black people from America, not from Africa, by the way, from America, came up with about the white race. Because the last people that had any ideas about the white race were the fucking Nazis.
Did the Fräuleins have their Mitterschmerz?
And had pretty magical, nonsensical ideas about the white race.
You're a nihilist?
And now you come up with your magical ideas about the white race. And you define who is part of it and who isn't. And then you have your white passing people that are like honorary Aryans, but you say you now belong to the evil group because you look like them.
I guess the black way of speaking can stretch anywhere from Africa to North America to China. Like, what? How far does this go?
I don't know.
What's an orange voice?
Sounds like, well, we did a genealogy check on you, and well, you're not actually a Jew, you don't have any Jewish heritage, but you look kind of Jewish, so you get to the concentration camp anyway. That is what this white passing essentially is. It follows the same logic.
My condolences.
Yeah. The Copperal, I act different at work because people get creeped out on how quiet, superficial, and literal I can be. I find if the customer is comfortable, then they buy something. But if they cross me or ask for my opinion, then they will get a rude awakening. Oh, okay.
Like I do that. I do that too at my workplace. Like, oh god, we had like a very cringy event because like we have this more like agile way of running a company, and we were asked like, what kind of attribute would you contribute to this colleague of yours? And I was the critical one out of the group. I'm usually not that critical. Like I'm really like going along with things, but it's like saying something like it's like so stale. Nobody really has any opinions. They just go with the flow. It's just like, oh wow.
Just let people enjoy things.
Exactly, but like you have to have like a different face for your profession than what you actually are.
Yeah, in most cases, unless there's a problem with scheduling or not getting your work on time, it's like, yeah, just keep doing what you're doing. Help out your friends if they're stuck. But other than that, we're good. Everything's working. So,
yeah, just go about your business.
Yeah, don't piss anyone off by recommending you do these things my way, because that's not going to help.
That's the manager's job.
All right, 12:30. We can keep going if you guys want to 15 minutes. I don't mind.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Indirect sorry to bother you is a long one. From working as a telemarketer himself to getting the script published in McSweeney's in 2014 because he couldn't get the movie made, to going through the Sundance Labs to develop his vision. But you wouldn't know that from watching the CBS This Morning interview with Boots.
This is fine. This is the how you come about making a film. It's fine.
They try to rewrite.
But I think it's funny that like this is kind of like projection. Like he started as a telemarketer, right?
Sure, I don't know. That's fine. Yeah, you want to talk about your life and write a story? Yeah, go for it. I don't care. But the whole the producer has to get money.
I'm wondering where his idea of white voice started to come in.
Well, look at what she's saying. Pro-capitalism template.
Because he didn't like his job?
What the hell?
Is that why?
What is wrong with a pro-capitalism template? I want to make money by giving you a thing you want, so the value of your money means less than the thing you want from me. That's all.
But it takes like less thought to like, who is the villain of your story?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Capitalism.
I hate everything about it.
Is he wearing pajamas, a tablecloth, or wallpaper?
That is the traditional coding of his black heritage from New York. That's what they were.
I thought he was wearing
tablecloth.
Curtains.
Yes.
Yes, he stole it from his grandma.
Probably.
They made a shirt out of it. Okay.
In the traditional ways of his people.
Yeah, back in my day, we used tablecloths from Macy's to keep ourselves warm.
Just get a poncho.
Not even just that, but like he's like a hunchback or something. Like look at that posture. It looks so bad.
Maybe he's wearing a bulletproof vest. You don't know.
He looks like
weighs him down.
Could be because of the white.
He looks like a hobo with expensive glasses.
I'm black. I could get shot.
Anyway,
I don't know.
I applaud the fact he has sideburns that are that big, because very few men can grow sideburns that big. So
thank you very much. It's Elvis Presley, but he was black.
Yeah, he could be
Mexican Elvis.
All right.
What happened to fit their pro-capitalist template? CBS This Morning favors a very simple, easy to digest pro-capitalist message.
It's a morning
rags
show.
to riches fairy tale. Boots was
CBS
once a
of all
telemarketer
people.
himself, which is what inspired the movie.
It started because you were a telemarketer years ago.
And he worked hard, and now he's successful because he never gave up.
Boots Riley didn't give up.
Like a
and
capitalist.
it's paying off.
Well, yeah, but that's how the film was made. Didn't you just tell us it took him so many years to make the film?
It even got denied, right?
It sounds like you have to keep pushing and trying hard to get something done the way you want it done because no one else is going to do it for you.
Yeah, but that's meritocracy.
From all the
and that's what
negative
they
things
hate.
that we have seen in this video, this is finally a good message.
Yeah,
So he was acting white in order to get the movie done.
The fact the thing exists. It's like, that's a great story. Yeah.
I was using my white face to get the movie made.
He didn't vote for Joe Biden one term, so he can be white enough to direct the movie. So then he got his melanin back.
Then the black people are like, here's a white man. Let him direct the movie.
Good.
Why not?
I'm going to give him $3 million.
Yeah.
Clearly, the movie is inspired by way more than just Boots had a job and wrote a movie about it.
Yes,
And they gloss over its discussion of racial politics, class struggle, unionizing, and its anti-capitalist message. Just look at the quote they pulled to describe the movie.
The film is visually ingenious and funny, yet grounded by pointed arguments about the obstacles to black success in America.
If this quote had any less substance...
Wait, what is black success?
That's when you are from the New York and you have the language and culture of New York that is attributed to the black settlers of the region, even if you're Asian Indian. So
having to work for your money instead of getting it handed out is oppression. And that is what keeps black success away, because the blacks are expected to work.
Also, you have excellent taste in pizza.
Also referring to redlining, I imagine.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's probably what black people either are not up for promotions or discriminate against that way under fictitious reasoning, or they just aren't hired for jobs. That's possibly what they could be meaning right by that.
Yeah, it's hard to get this giant.
Yeah, but then I'm like,
I have a more
NFL,
basic question.
Basketball.
What fucking idiot parent calls his or her kid Boots?
Is that his real name?
Someone who wants to wear
name he came up with?
Is that the first thing his mother saw?
No, it's a stage name.
Or is it?
Okay, I figured it was. I'm like, there's no way that you could name a kid Boots. I don't know.
Dude, Americans have such fucking dumb names. No,
I know.
I can't believe it.
I like.
It's kind of like Whisp or Walking 3D or Eric Wright.
More
Smart
convenient.
Boy.
Yeah, well, my parents wanted me to have a white name, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A white coded name.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Gary.
This sounds like some pirate name. If you apply for a job with the name Boots, that doesn't inspire confidence in your employer.
Well, he's like new to the boot camp, maybe.
Is it like is it like Call of Duty? You know, boots to the ground. Like that's where you got the name. I don't know. I mean,
for that booty.
I'm just guesstimating.
Maybe he was watching reading Puss in Boots. I don't know.
Yes.
This boy is in
You
boots.
watch way too much Dora the Explorer.
Is Puss in Boots black coded?
With Antonio
Right, because Boots the
Banderas.
monkey is black coded. Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, he is a slave to Dora, the Hispanic.
I see, Caramba. Oh no.
Okay.
When in Germany, a parent would try to name the new kid Shu. The doctor and the later the official at the ministry would say, no, give your kid a real name, you fucking asshole idiot. This is child abuse. If you give your kid this name, this is child abuse.
I'm gonna name my kid Donkey.
Or
Yeah,
in Amber Heard's case, it would just be abuse.
Oh, poop.
Okay.
Oh.
His Boots is just his nickname. His real name is Raymond Lawrence Riley.
That's a nice
What?
name.
That's a good name. Why wouldn't you use that?
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
R.L. Riley sounds sophisticated.
Yeah, Ray is a cool name. I like Ray.
But he's like, no, I need to have boots. I don't
need some boots.
Born on the 1st of April.
I wish I had some boots. It's freezing. Doctor, I need some boots. Okay, your kid's name is Boots. Let's go.
Maybe it's a nickname from his time in the gangs, and he just kept it.
He's an American film director, producer, screenwriter, rapper, and communist activist.
Okay, fair enough.
Cool.
Anyway.
What was that?
I love that sound effect. I don't know what you did with that.
Boing!
That was like a rubber band against a piece of tin.
Oh my god.
Dunn, did you do that?
This guy was doomed from the start. I'm just reading Wikipedia.
No, spoilers. No.
No, this is amazing.
All right, let's keep going.
It'd be vapor. What CBS This Morning is doing here is the multimedia version of White Voice.
Get lost.
Hollywood is a slog. People in power love to frame every success as an overnight success, erasing the nepotism, the daily grind, and the years of just trying to figure out what your own voice is.
Wait a second. So you're saying everything in Hollywood is nepotism? So are you saying this film is nepotistic as well?
Yeah.
Is this video nepotism as well?
But it's not because he's black. So is that how it works? I don't know.
Maggie, what are you saying?
I don't know. 2 plus 2. I can't figure it out.
Fundamentally wrong with your brain.
She went from they're satirizing the white voice to, oh, here's an interview using the white voice, to, well, the white voice in Hollywood does this, this, and this. And you're just like, holy shit, Maggie, how far are you going with this?
Is wrong with your head.
Is she using her black voice?
Is wrong with your face.
I don't know what she's using because we never know. It's too hard to follow.
This is she just ate member berries and then also smeared them over her eyelids.
See, this is the same excuse I had for Amber Heard's closing trial lawyer. What's her name? The older lady. How they just connect ideas that aren't supposed to be connected, and she just keeps running and going, and you're like, I can't follow you, Maggie.
Schizoid.
All right, here's Porcelainus.
Hey, girl, what is wrong with your face?
Porcelainus the 6th. All right. Wisp. Americans have such dumb names. Meanwhile, Wisp's legal first name is Shadarden Burton Fleischer Dunst the 7th. But why would Boots be your stage name? Why not something cool like Hellslayer or Megatron?
Yeah.
Or Namibia's local minister Adolf Hitler?
Yeah. Yes, that's the real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Back in black.
I don't understand rapper names either, or the whole hip-hop scene either. So whatever. It's like, you want to name yourself, go for it. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, but that's rappers. They're meth heads on coke
Ice-T,
and
Ice Cube.
retards. Yeah,
Ice
like,
Pick.
whatever.
Yeah, it's all great. It's fun.
When you're not a rapper, it's like, what? Why? Why would you do that to yourself?
Eminem, Mars Bars, they're all the same.
As a
Eminem's
filmmaker,
got like 3 different
CBS
names
This
there.
Morning tries to slap a sunny, happy, everything will work out if you just
she's
pull
still
yourself up
talking
by your
about this.
bootstraps message on Sorry to Bother You. Pay no attention to the system that actually discourages women and people of color and queer people from getting their
Look at all these discouraged women.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The women that are discouraging women. Okay. That's a new one.
J.K. Rowling doesn't exist anymore after you claim she was transphobic when she wasn't. Yes?
All these women are secretaries, all the men are CEOs. That's pretty much what's going on here.
Oh, there's no girl boss. Okay.
Why are they standing on that wooden platform? What the hell are they doing?
Well, they're getting
especially with the heels.
Why would you do that?
Because they look down on the commoner. That's why.
That looks so dangerous. It's like you're
a metaphor.
You're 2 feet up in the air for no reason. It's like, sit down on the platform.
Yeah,
maybe?
especially with those high heels and that bad posture.
You're drinking champagne. This is not a good idea.
Oh, I think it's a great idea. Darwin Awards for everyone.
Oh God.
Hey, how else are we how are we going to display our power? Okay, we need to stand on top of things.
How is this anti-capitalist? I would love to have champagne at the workplace like every day. That'd be great.
Oh, black people don't get their scripts done, and women don't get their scripts across. Like maybe they're not writing any, and maybe your fucking socialist asshole friends shouldn't throw women out of, like, say, Naughty Dog, the gaming company.
Crash Bandicoot.
Oh.
But she wasn't a feminist, so we had to kick her out. We got Druckmann, though.
She didn't want to write the gay sex scene with the girl that looks like a guy.
Anyway, whatever she's on now is like, okay. We're changing.
She's on that campaign, Smud.
Yeah, we're changing lanes again. I don't know why, but we are.
Scripts in the spotlight. But the message and the visuals in the movie are so strong, these hosts end up coming off as out of touch. And I think watching the movie quickly erases those silly misconceptions.
Racist, Maggie.
Tying this mass media version of white voice back to the importance of representation.
Terry Crews is in this film?
What?
Yes.
Oh, please don't. Not Terry.
Crews. What is wrong with...
Who did he play as? I think he played as like the father or something.
Old Spice body wash.
Hey, is that comedian that everyone hates that's left-leaning? He's in the middle of the...
No, that's... Terry Crews is like this second Old Spice guy.
For me, he's the ultimate Old Spice.
Yeah, he's the one who tried to call out black supremacy and people got mad.
Yeah,
and ever since that, he's not on the Old Spice commercials anymore.
I thought that was Patton Oswalt for a second. My apologies.
Even though he was addicted.
Yes, I was like thinking of that name too.
Oh,
also, you can see that like Terry has more balls than the guy on the left because he's man spreading. The other guy can spread his legs. Like if you're a man, your balls would be crushed by now.
Yeah, he's either gay or he's trying to be a woman. Especially so when men cross their legs, you see the pudgy white guy. That's how men cross their legs.
Yes, because
you need space for your balls. So these two black guys, this one that sits there super feminine and leaning forward, shoulders hunched, like pulled up, head down. This guy's completely emancipated. The guy who's on the right, the black guy, he might just be gay.
Oh,
but this other guy, like, there's no manhood left in him.
Patton is on the film.
Okay,
so that is his.
He could be his stunt double.
Are you sure he's not?
If he's ever gonna make Ratatouille 2.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, here's Porzingis the fourth. You know what always shuts down an argument? When your opponent makes their point and you shoot back. That's a nice argument. However, do you have the bench PR to back it up? Some call it the Socrates defense. What?
What?
The bench PR?
I don't know. Oh, maybe the actor was buck broken by the director.
I've never noticed that before. Guys never crossing their legs like that. Yeah, I don't even do that.
The more you know.
I need to look for that now. This is so interesting.
Basically, like I sit with my legs crossed because it's comfortable. I actually can't sit with my legs uncrossed. It's like.
Are you skinny?
Okay, so I just found out.
Yeah, I'm pretty skinny.
Patton Oswalt has a voice role in Sorry to Bother You. And it's a science.
It's him.
Yeah, it's a science fiction comedy film. That's what's being defined as.
But wait, the budget was $3 million, and they have Terry Crews and Patton Oswalt.
Wait a minute. What do you mean science fiction? It's a science where? I thought it's just a telemarketer.
The fact that like black people work at telemarketing is science fiction.
Yeah.
The movie clearly plays in a different reality.
Yeah, so they call it an absurdist dark comedy with aspects of magical realism and science fiction inspired by the world of telemarketing.
Dark comedy?
Well, it's a satire in that regard, so I don't know. Maybe they don't consider it a satire.
Look, a dark comedy. This none of these scenes look like dark comedy. Maybe Maggie just didn't show us any, but this movie did not give off the vibes of a dark comedy. Have I, Smart, had I watched Bang Boom Bang with you and LitDev, or was that with someone else?
No, that was not me.
Okay. Bang Boom Bang is a German dark comedy, and that's how you do dark comedy right. With it's grounded in reality, but there's some pretty gross things happening, but it's played straight. And the comedy is from the situational reactions and the absurdity of just weird things happening one after another. That is not what this movie looks like. This movie looks lighthearted and just like a light, badly tried version of the Office.
Well, I think there's sex scenes in there too.
A comedy does not have sex scenes in it.
Well, if it's a dark comedy, they could make a joke about that. But
in a dark comedy, you could have jokes based on people having sex. Yes, but this movie, from the visuals alone, didn't strike me as that. I would need to watch it, of course, in order to have that proper judgment.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah, no, thank you.
The movie Along Came Polly has a sex scene in it, so it's I guess like that was
that a dark comedy?
I think so. That was I think it was a rom-com. Maybe it's like counts as a comedy, but maybe and that's its own separate genre. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, but you don't see them having sex. He's just counting how long he can last, right?
You see, you don't get a view of like anybody's bodies, but you see them.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Okay.
So his name is not Cash; it's Cassius Green in the movie. I don't know why she was calling it Cash.
As a joke, I don't know.
Apparently, the last half an hour of the film is all about the whole horse crap, turning into horses.
What?
Okay.
So, anyway, we're almost done at the halfway point, so let's call it a night because this is too much I can take. My head is hurting. So
I agree, and there are so many memes to go through.
Yeah.
Okay, but before we get to memes, his early life. By the time Boots was one? He had 5 siblings. Riley was born in 1971 in Chicago into a family of social justice organizers. He is the son of Walter Riley, an African-American attorney, and Anitra Patterson, not Anita, Anitra, whose father was African-American, while her mother, Boots' maternal grandmother, was a Jewish refugee from Königsberg who fled Europe with her parents as a teenager in 1938. He is the second youngest of 5 siblings. So he's also he also has Jewish oppression. By the time Boots was 1, I have no idea what that means. His family moved to Detroit, and when he was 6, they moved to Oakland. When he was 1 year old. Okay. When he later attended Oakland High School, when the school faced cutbacks in the 1980s, 2,000 of Oakland High's 2,200 students protested by participating in a walkout organized by Riley and friends. That sounds like a really bad cartoon episode. Interested in politics at a young age, Riley joined the International Committee Against Racism at age 14 and the Radical Progressive Labour Party at age 15. This is, by the way, the sentences are really badly structured.
Okay.
Activism. Riley identifies as a communist.
Okay.
When Iraq left the coup in 1994, Riley decided to stop making music in favor of forming an organization called the Young Comrades.
Okay.
It just goes on and goes on and goes on.
Yeah, we're good.
Wait, what are some songs? Can you list
No. That's up to you. You can go listen to them. That's fine. Anyway, Porcelain is the 4th. For those who don't know what bench PR is how much you can bench press. Oh, okay. Bench PR is slang for it. Socrates would often get so frustrated during debates he'd simply start flexing, like literally like doing push-ups. What? Also,
That is awesome.
Also, in this movie, the company turns black people into horses. Yeah, it's the whole secret. Yeah, it goes off the rails near the end, like most of these crazy.
I hope Bosch never sees this movie. He might be getting off on that.
Oh yeah. Well then. Anyway, we got 2 minutes left for halfway point. Let's go.
Here's Terry Crews.
I always looked at it as being bilingual, just simply because I remember being a kid and going over my white friends' houses, and I knew how they lived already, simply because everything was white. The media, the TV shows. I watched the Brady Bunch. I knew what it was like.
Because you don't live in Nigeria, you idiot.
But then when they came to the house, they didn't understand what we were saying. They had no clue, and they would tell me, "What did that mean? What's that?" You get 50 million questions.
Yeah, but that's totally normal. Like every family's like that. I go to another family, I don't know what the hell they're talking about, or why, or who, or what. It's none of my business. I'm like, "Oh, that's new. What's going on?"
Dude, I don't even know my own culture sometimes. I'm just like, what does this mean? Oh,
Yeah, and when
okay.
anyone goes to, and when any other Londoner goes to South London, nobody understands a fucking word. When any person from Vienna goes to Vorarlberg, which is in the furthest west of Austria, nobody understands a fucking word.
I just go outside my door and I don't understand
not a
anything
racial
that my neighbor is saying.
Yeah, there's nothing inherently wrong with this. This is normal.
From your white friends when they come to your house, and you realize, oh, they don't know what I'm talking about. I have to speak your language, but
like
there was a lot of
slang.
times there was a total unwillingness for them to learn mine.
The very foundation of our culture
Maybe
and our
because yours
media
is
is
shit?
racist. We're a country founded on slavery, which is the theft and exploitation of labor. So, of course, anything we build on top of that foundation runs the risk
Can we
of
stop
inherently
here?
favorable.
This is just too dumb.
Whoa.
I
We were
can't
talking
do
about
this anymore.
experiences, and now we're talking about inherently racist and slavery.
Almost every country in the world was founded on slavery. It's like, well,
Not founded on. Almost every culture on the planet throughout history had a form of what you nowadays call slavery. There were different terms for that throughout history. They were all slightly different. Some were more humane. Some were more shitty. Some you could work yourself out of yourself. But it's always been done. That's a normal thing.
just
And
call
if we
the
look at
European
certain work
Union.
conditions nowadays, you can say that they are worse than some forms of slavery throughout history.
alrighty.
Yeah.
Let's go to stream memes.
Hallelujah.
Apparently we have a lot, so. Here we go. What? This is another video from Eric? What are you doing? Is that an image?
No, it's just Maggie.
Oh, okay, fair enough. From the film A Metaphor for Something. Yeah, so those are the horse-looking people.
Oh God. It's a furry movie.
Same movie. Oh, jeez, got a big freaking nose. Isn't that great?
Yeah, I don't
That's
know.
racist.
Turning the whole-
Why are they-
what is going
So
on?
that's not a dark comedy. That's just some acid trip, furry
I don't know, it's-
transformation fetish.
Is this
He's
Red
wearing
Dead?
like
Yeah, you could fit it in. I'm looking at you, Toronto. Dear God, what is happening here? Coffee shop? Yeah. Spud baby. That's cute. Yeah, good little guy. I don't like the fanboys of Mass Effect buying all those stupid N7 logo bullshit. That's kind of creepy. Kids are cute. Be careful out there, everyone. I had 2 Morbius tickets in my car, and someone broke in and left 4 more. Har, har, har. Real Donald Trump just saw Morbius. Wow. March 31st. Okay. How did Lindsay Ellis get canceled? Oh, someone posted the actual. Thank you, Mateus. All right. What's this? It's Sam Hyde. Think it, dream it.
Yeah, it's a marketing strategy of Sam Hyde.
All right. My teacher watching his computer violently combust after he tries to extract the 5.32 petabyte zip bomb I disguised as homework. I don't know
Okay.
what you're talking about, but okay.
It's a compression joke.
I beg to differ, Your Honor. I can assure you I only used high-quality materials, and it was crafted meticulously. To call it an improvised explosive device is an insult. Your Honor, before my client will be sentenced to death for the first-degree murder, I'd like to thank Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this
Call Saul is one of my favorite TV shows.
Alright, here's the Giga Chat. Hey, Giga Chat, how you doing? Terry is utterly baffled at the fact that different cultures have different vernacular. Wild. That seems intrinsic. Example, I have a Jewish friend, and I couldn't understand what my granddad kept muttering. 190 countries can't all be wrong when he was over. Okay. Watch Punk. The doctor says I'm morbiously obese.
Oh, God. The pain.
That was pretty bad. Connect fork. Oh, into the effortless.
I love it.
1970s kids in England, Connect 4. Kids in 1970s Ireland, C4. Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Oh.
Amazing.
That doesn't even look like C4. I don't know what the hell that is. You know, he had to do it to him.
I don't get that.
Had it coming. Had it coming.
Okay. Oh yeah, Land of the Free. So why can't I rinse my balls in the Burger King soda dispenser? What the?
Why do you double the words all the time on these fucking memes?
How is any of this connected to the stream?
That's a lot of memes.
None of them are related.
This block button ain't enough. I want him dead.
These memes make in as much sense with each other as Maggie's rambling.
I see you got past my henchman. Who is that?
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro.
In a Garfield outfit? What?
I don't know.
What is happening? Shut up. My dad works for the CIA and can get your entire neighborhood addicted to crack. What? What is happening? Did you just upload your meme folder for the day?
Just a random meme folder.
Yeah. Fubuki, stand back. I'm beginning to morb. It's morbid time?
Shit starts.
What? Here we go. Oh, here we go. Your Honor, Mr. Depp used to call my client Babe, and babies poop in the bed all the time. Oh.
It's a classic Saul Goodman defense.
Well, the funny thing is that even Amber Heard's lawyers said it was the dog's poop, and the dog poops all the time.
Oh, fuck that.
Johnny Depp said it was too big for it. It was like this bizarre conversation. Like,
nobody questioned this. That nobody brought up again. That piece of shit was as big as the bloody dog. Fucking hell.
Your Honor, by merely posting the letter N in my client could never have predicted what the other users were going to spell out. Oh no. Communism is alive from Liberty Prime.
Yeah.
Fun facts with Squidward: the FBI groomed at least 13 of the past mass shooters.
Okay. How is this connected to the stream?
Yeah, Your Honor, my client says he did it and pleads, "Who cares? We move to dismiss all charges." Jesus. Characters switch codes all the time. Fine, I guess we're just going to be retarded as usual, Maggie. Yeah, codes coded. It's getting confusing now. As a well-known anti-capitalist artist and organizer, he's a communist. Oh, God. Was he on that show? Oh, dear.
Democracy Now! It took me a while. In the beginning, I thought Democracy Now! Is actually for democracy, but it's just communism. No. And the host, the white-haired host, she often wears these weird communist jumpsuits.
Originally, it was just a news reporting YouTube channel, and now it's
Oh yeah, that's what it masquerades as until it gets enough traction, and then the mask comes off eventually.
Hawk's opinion.
That's how they do it.
Maggie Mae Fish, you're about as much use as a condom machine in the Vatican.
Hey, that is hilarious.
There's bears holding down.
Jesus.
One of the presidents.
It's a reference to something really stupid that Obama just said the other day.
Oh, don't even bother.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's really dumb.
He did say something really, really stupid. Unbelievable. As stupid as Maggie. Maggie could have said it.
15:30. We are going to continue this tomorrow if you guys want. If not, we'll do something else because we have lives and this is painful. So.
Oh, you have a way with the words, Smud.
Well,
yeah. You're warming up again.
It's a Friday. I love it. Friday, and it's summertime. I'm getting summertime-ish. The weather is rainy and warm, and it's jumping up between humidity and well, in Toronto at least, it's very humid as always. But time to get out of the house and do stuff. So yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, get some stuff.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Get up to that.
Stuff. All the S words. So, thank you, ladies and joins. We are done for the day. Thank you. It's been a nice, not even 2 hours. We've been being nice and quick. Oh, sorry, not even 3 hours. My apologies. Nice and slow. Okay. Yeah. No. Honestly, I can't believe we got this far. This took some patience on our part. So I thank everyone for that. Take a breather. Call it a night, get a drink, call a friend, have some fun, do something nice. It's a young night. And the weather is hopefully better where you are as well. So enjoy yourself. Have a great evening, guys.